Recording in progress, it says.
And we consent.
Yay, once again. Consent rules our lives.
Yeah, it's a big day, evening, whenever you're listening to this.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
And I've never been told that about anything about me. So you guys are probably in for a treat. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your sense of humor if this is a treat or not. 100 episodes.
Number,
Wow. So how long has this been going on for? When did you start?
I
About
think
3 years ago?
I think
3, 4 years ago?
2021. I'm pretty sure it was like right before COVID hit. I was doing a show with a friend and then he got really busy and he's like, I can't do this. I can't do any of this, unfortunately. So then I had another friend who's just like, oh, I like talking. Can I talk? Can I talk? Can we talk together? It'd be fun. I was like, I guess so. I mean, sure. I mean, we talk all the time, but this time we'll have a microphone on. I mean, there's going to be shit that people don't want to hear. And then there's going to be shit that people we wish they would hear. So now we just throw it all in there. So whether or not they want to hear it or whether or not we want them to hear it, we put it online for everyone to hear it.
That's
And
right. There's a skip button for a reason.
yeah, or a delete button, or like I don't want to download that show anymore.
Or
And
or a rewind button because oh my God, it's so good. I have to listen again. That's what we want.
I do get messages from people that are enjoying it. Just a couple days ago, I got a guy, he sends me a screenshot of episode 99, and the episode is titled I'll Give You Something to Cry About. And he's like, dude, this episode is obscenely funny. I love that you actually put it on all platforms now. That's fucking awesome. So he was talking about it, and then he was saying he's telling his friends about it. And I was like, I don't even remember that episode. I don't remember anything about it because the last like 8 episodes we recorded in like a really weird order. So I have no idea which
Yeah.
recording that was. And
And
yeah,
we did it a lot all at once
yeah.
too.
There's
Yeah,
like a
I had hard time remembering one from the next as well.
Yeah. It surprised me when I went to go edit one. I was like, oh, I haven't edited the one from, October 29th. And I like double click on it. I was like, what? That's what we talked about right before Halloween? That's weird.
Yeah.
So then, and that one got released in December. I was like, that's so odd. We try and keep the ones that are like New Year's related or Christmas related or Halloween related, close to those dates.
Yeah.
But number 100 that was a long one. I'm literally editing it as we are recording this right now. And it's a tough one. There's a lot of people,
Yeah.
a lot of people,
Yeah, there's 5 of us.
and I can't even usually count past four, so that's a treat. I learned something new. I can use all the digits on my
Yeah,
one hand.
Oh, bravo.
Yeah. Wait till we get the next recording and we count like 7 people, and then I got to use my other hand. Or if we have 11
Oh,
people,
geez.
I got to use both hands and my wiener,
Easy.
right?
I thought you were going to move to your feet. Of course, the wiener.
I'm wearing socks and shoes. I don't want to take those off. I'm usually pantsless, so easy access to the wiener, right?
Really, the wiener should be number one.
It should be. So I'll start with the wiener from now on when I'm counting.
Absolutely.
Excellent. That can't get me in trouble, can it?
No, not at all.
Anyways, number 100. You guys are going to listen to it right after you hear us talking about this right now, because this is the intro. And we've got April, Josh, Dora, Charlie Ray, and myself all telling you stories that are what, April?
Stories for another day.
That's right. So stories that we just kept on the back burner that we're waiting for the right moment to tell. And Josh is like an old friend of mine, and he just kept sending me messages saying, "I'm listening, I love it. I'm listening, I love it. I want to be a guest. I've got this story that I really, really want to tell. I think it fits right into the humor of your guys' show." And then I was like, "Huh. Well, it's probably about beating up like little people or taking a dump and wiping it on a doorknob because I've listened to our shows when I edited, and they're the humor is like low brow, right? So yeah, I was finally able to get Josh on after 99 episodes. I was finally able to fit him in just the right one, and we learned
Yeah, his
about
story was one of my favorites.
yep, pisser, shitter, puker, right? So
Yeah, stay tuned.
stay tuned. Pisser, shitter, puker. And I hope I got that right, unless it was puker, shitter, pisser. I don't know. It might be in a different sequence. He tells it a lot better than I ever could. So keep the title keep the title in your head, boys and girls, and enjoy the story that Josh has to tell. And what does Dora talk about? Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, the close encounter with the police,
Yep.
her and
On
her Carney friends.
That's right, when she dropped out of school and
Oh, that one was a good one too.
dropped out of school at 15 and moved down to the States to work at the carnival. So yeah, that's a good police story.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, and Charles had a ton of stories. He had a ton.
Yeah.
It's jam-packed with crazy, crazy stories.
Yeah. He's been naked a few times in public places or orgy settings, and he's always got a story to tell about that. I'm jealous, you know. I tell him all the time I'm jealous. And he's like, "Oh, it's not that great. It's not that great." I was like, it's not. That's like a rich person saying, "Ah, money doesn't mean anything. Money's nothing." You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, you
exactly.
you got the money. It must mean nothing at this point. Just like Charlie Ray, you've stuck it in like 40 people in a weekend. Like obviously it's not that big of a deal anymore to us, normies that don't get to do that on a regular basis,
All right.
or almost crashing his car for the orgasms he was having. That whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Multiples throughout the day from breathing.
And then I had a special story that is really dear to my heart when I was about 15, and it involved the handy capable boy across the street. I won't get into any details about it, but let's just say that he and I formulated quite the special bond after that.
hmm Yeah, absolutely. And then my story was what happens at a Christmas party stays at a Christmas party until today.
And that phrase actually came out way before what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So you should have
Mhm.
copyrighted something about that.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever beat it? Ever think you go to another Christmas party where you're going to beat that story? Or is that it? Think that's the pinnacle of your Christmas story excitement?
No, no, there'll be more.
Excellent.
Why? What's happening to me? Am I dying?
No, not at all. I
That's
mean,
it? No
that's
more
it.
Christmas parties?
Well, I mean, you're lucky. At least you get to go to them.
I love Christmas parties, especially that one.
Yeah. I always find that it's better to go through the experience and be able to tell the story than to go through an experience and not have a story to tell. Like the time my
Yeah.
friend Jeff and I went to go see Britney Spears, and we snuck backstage and we got kicked out of the venue, and they like interrogated us, and they took our concert tickets and they ripped it up, and then we went for dinner. Kind of sad because we dropped like like $180 a piece, and we drove down to Seattle, and we ended up not seeing Britney Spears, but then we just sat there like drinking a
At
beer, eating
all,
dinner,
oh,
laughing
yeah,
about,
laughing about it.
right? You're like, I don't know. Do you really want to 20 years from now be sitting down with like your kids and your family members and be telling the story of, oh my God, I saw Britney Spears in concert in 2004? Or do you
Yeah,
want to sit down and
boring.
say, oh my God, we were like held captive in an office and interrogated because we snuck backstage at a Britney Spears concert in 2004? And that story trumps the concert story anytime, right?
Yeah, for sure.
When things don't go according to plan, but the story ends up way, way better than that. I love it.
Well, it's all how active you are, how present you are in the moment too, whether you can get a good story from your evening or not. You can sit in the corner at a party and watch everybody dance and talk, or you can participate and fall on the dance floor and spill your beer all over the place or whatever, you know.
Yeah. I'm always down for the story. I mean, I don't go to create the story, right?
I like
Right?
producing it.
Yeah,
Okay, no, wait, don't say that yet.
yeah. Okay, this is a better camera angle. Camera angle? Where the fuck's the camera, right? I set it up earlier. I said, yeah, I would much rather have the story absolutely 100%. So I kind of like when things go a little bit awry, a little bit unscripted. And
Yeah, for sure. And this episode definitely did and
yeah,
was unscripted.
yeah.
But I have
Oh,
to say, it was a great way to get to know everybody because this was my first time meeting any of your other co-hosts.
what I really liked about it is I was nervous because you guys hadn't met each other, like none of you at all.
Yeah,
And
no, none of
then
us have.
we're doing the talking and everybody's seeing each other's faces, and then Dora's out smoking a bowl and Charlie Ray is talking about his wiener. I'm talking about handy capable children. And at the end of it, we just like kept sending congratulatory thank yous and appreciation to spending the like
Yeah,
we spent like almost 3 hours together that night
yeah, there was lots of love.
before not even knowing each other. We just spent 3 hours
Right.
chatting, and then we just kept sending texts about how happy we were and how the night went well and we're glad we did it. And it just makes me think that we should probably do more episodes like that and not wait 100 more episodes to do
Yeah.
something
Oh, no,
special like that.
definitely not. Yeah, for sure. Well, one thing I have learned about you is you do collect amazing people. Like I've been in your company quite often, meeting your friends from all over, and there's not one that I don't like.
Oh,
Like you keep amazing company.
well, I
So,
try to. I mean, if they're with you for the rest of your life, that's amazing company for the rest of your life.
yeah.
Try and weed out the shitty ones. Try to.
Yeah, sometimes they sneak in there and fool you a little bit.
And sometimes they weed themselves out because they realize they don't fit in. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
exactly. They can't keep up. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the time
Mhm.
that we went to BC and you got to meet a whole bunch of people in
I
our
know that was amazing.
24 hours in Abbotsford and Vancouver.
I felt so comfortable around everybody. I felt like I knew them just because they were just my type of people, you know?
Yeah, great minds think alike. Is that a thing? That's a thing. Do we all
Yeah,
think
that's a
alike?
thing. I don't think we think alike, but we're all great minds.
Yeah, that makes me happy to hear that.
My voice went up there. That means I was questioning it.
Oh, like the upwards inflection.
Yes. I have to stop doing that.
I have to stop
We have
doing
great
that.
minds. We have we have great minds.
I have to stop doing that.
I have to stop doing that. See, your voice is supposed to go down at the end, so then you sound more confident.
I have
Like,
to
how
stop
confident did I just sound?
doing that. You sounded manly, and I'm not gonna lie to you. When a girl's got a manly
But
voice,
I do, don't I?
it's kind of hot, right? Is that like
Isn't that kind of normal for me? Man hands and man voice.
if a girl's voice sounds like she smokes a pack a day and drinks a 40 of whiskey for breakfast, I think it's kind of hot. Is that wrong?
It does neither.
Yeah, but yeah, you don't. I'm not saying you do that. Although if you did, I'd be very impressed. But yeah, that's like Demi Moore, her voice. Oh my God,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or
nuts.
Sophia Bush.
Yes. Oh my God, thank you,
Hmm.
Sophia Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, you could just. I mean, she's beautiful to look at, but you could like get her off like the screen and just have her voice through speakers in my house. And I would change
Hmm.
like my Alexa. Can you please speak like Sophia Bush? That's the voice I would probably pick
Yeah.
for Alexa to tell me what to do, or for me to
Me
tell
too.
Alexa what to do. Wait, does Alexa tell you what to do? I'd let her do it. Sophia
I
Bush,
think yours does.
yeah, I would let
Yeah.
her do it. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm game. As long as she sounds like Sophia Bush. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. She's a girl crush of mine.
That's a great pull. Did you ever see Van Wilder?
Yeah.
She's got like a 2 minute scene in it.
I'm trying to think of it, but I can't
He
place her in it.
he's drunk, he's playing the guitar, she's walking by the dorm room, she peeks her head in, and he's just singing about what a shitty person like Tara Reid is.
Hmm.
And then she starts to like make out with him and stuff, and Tara Reid shows up. But she's in it for like 2 minutes, and it's just like heaven to just hear her. That's like the first time I ever saw
Yeah.
her.
No, I think mine was One Tree Hill.
One Tree
Good
Hill, huh?
old One Tree Hill. Hmm.
Yeah. I'm guilty. I've watched it. Guilty.
Well, yeah, it was like when it first started, I didn't realize how long it went on for.
Yeah, I felt that
Is
way
it still
when
going?
oh hell no.
Maybe it's still going. I
No,
don't
half
know.
half the people left like in the last like season, right? Like
Okay.
most shows do.
Yeah, it just petered out, I guess.
In the last year, I rewatched the OC. Like I'd seen it when it was on TV before, like 15 years ago or whatever. And
Yeah.
I was rewatching it while I was at work. So I wasn't watching it, I was listening to it because I'd already seen it. So I know everything that's going to happen. So I just had it on in the background and I was listening to the OC and I didn't even think that, holy fuck, this went for like what, 4 or 5 seasons, 22 episodes a season. It took up a chunk of my
Wasn't
time at
it
work.
longer?
I don't know.
I thought the OC went on for like 9 or 10 too. I thought it was a long one too. Maybe
No,
it's still going. Is it
no,
still
yeah,
going? Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry
No,
to these shows if they're still going.
no, it's just that they have 24 episodes a season, right? And they're an
Yeah, I
hour
know.
long.
Crazy, hey?
Took forever. Like, can you imagine a show on Netflix now having 24 episodes? You wouldn't watch it.
Mm-mm.
You'd watch three
I'd get
seasons.
sick of it, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'd watch 3 seasons of 10 episodes each, but you would never watch 4 seasons of
Yeah.
24 episodes each.
It's too overwhelming. Got to break it down.
Yeah, the last time I did that was probably Breaking Bad, when somebody's like, you have to watch this. And I had to start from the
Mhm.
beginning, and it took forever. And it was worth it. It was worth it. It was totally worth it.
Yeah.
But I could never do that now. If somebody's like, hey, you should go watch Grey's Anatomy, I'm like, ooh, 20 seasons, 22 episodes a season.
Oh gosh, yeah.
How about I just stab forks into my eyes and in my ears, and I can never do that. Thanks. I couldn't do it. There's no fucking way.
A pass.
You got to have like really hot chicks in order for me to watch something for that long.
To pay attention.
Or, a lot
Or
of,
just anywhere in general. As long as there's hot chicks, Clay is okay.
yeah. Or, have Michael Bay direct every episode. I'd watch that. Grey's Anatomy, directed by Michael Bay. Can you imagine? It'd be amazing. There'd be robots and tigers and explosions. Girls wearing almost nothing while they're
Maybe I
doing,
would have paid attention.
maybe.
That's another one. I did not watch that one.
You're probably missing out. I mean, a show's not bad if it goes for 20 seasons, is it? And then has like two or
I
three
think I maybe
spin-offs.
watched the first few. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's right. It has a bunch of spin-offs too.
So I mean that's obviously popular. People like it.
Yeah,
Not for me. Too long. I live in a world now
too
where
long.
you can just watch the entire first season of that 90s show in 2 days. You're like, huh, all right,
Yeah,
cool.
immediate gratification.
Welcome to 2023.
Yeah. So, do you have any like future hopes or goals for your podcast, for
Oh,
this
we're
podcast?
we're back on track. All right, cool.
Let's get back on track for a
Okay.
sec. Let's talk about this podcast.
Okay, cool. I mean, I think like everybody, don't you think it'd be great to get paid to talk, right?
Yeah, yeah, some sponsors. Yeah, some good, solid, quality content, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, we got to start somewhere. So if anybody has any ideas on how to get that solid quality content, I'm all ears.
Does anybody want to write shows for us?
Yeah, yeah, and produce them and edit them because that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, if
Right
anybody wants to jump on board with us.
right now it's just a bunch of idiots talking about their day-to-day lives, and somehow and some reason people are fucking listening to it, and I don't get it, but I appreciate it. Thank you for spending
We
like
love it.
we've got so many downloads in the last like 2 weeks from like Russia and Germany and India. And I'm like, somebody way over there
Welcome.
is listening. And I don't know why.
Interested.
Yeah. Unless it's
Well,
like
we have a lot to say, Maybe you should listen to the podcast. Then you'll remember.
maybe they're playing it for their friends and it's like a drinking game where they're like, every time a loser talks, have a drink. And they're wasted in the first
No,
3 minutes.
I think it's when I say yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody drink when I say yeah or absolutely or okay. Any of those kind of affirmative like sayings, sayings of
Perfect.
affirmation, whatever. Drink.
Anytime Clay says something stupid, have a drink. And they're like, holy fuck, just give me the bottle with a straw. Like, we're done. We could
Yeah, but
be.
we're having fun.
What if it was like a class experiment? Like a teacher brought the podcast into the classroom so that they could analyze what not to do for a podcast. They're like, okay, well, we're gonna listen to Joe
Well, I wish
Rogan.
they would let us in on it.
We're gonna listen to Joe Rogan, and we're gonna listen to Answers for Everything. And you guys tell me all the good things Joe Rogan does, and all the absolutely terrible things Answers for Everything does. And it's sort of like the hidden, I don't know, what was it, Highlights magazine? If you look in the back and it was like hidden pictures. Do you remember every doctor's
Okay. I
do you
don't
remember
really remember.
every doctor's office and dentist office and every elementary school had a
I
like
do
a mag,
remember the magazine. Yeah.
and on the back there was hidden stuff. So there'd be like a pork chop hidden like in the tail of the donkey, or
Okay.
there'd be like a celery stalk hidden in like the bushes. You'd
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
so that's what our podcast is to the Russian people. It's a classroom. And they're just like, okay, so there's a lot of stuff hidden in this episode that is utter trash. Let's see if we've collected all of the trash. So all the students have to write down what they've heard that is totally wrong and terrible. And the teacher has to grade them on it.
Oh, maybe we'll get a transcript of the entire podcast.
Wait, I'm pretty sure that where we uploaded it does that for us. So
Does it?
I think so. I don't do
Oh,
it because obviously there's no quality control at all in this podcast. So I mean, I'm sure they do it. I just don't do it because I can't be bothered to do it. I'll wait for the Russians to do it and send me the transcript, right? That's what we'll do.
Yeah, sounds good.
They're going to help us, but what if they help us make it a good podcast? Then they don't use us anymore for their judgment.
But then our numbers drop and we're not good anymore.
Well, I mean, lots of numbers
And
doesn't
then
mean
we're back.
you're good, right?
That's true.
Just because you have a lot of views on your YouTube channel doesn't mean you're good. I mean, Justin Bieber has a lot of
No.
likes on his videos, doesn't mean they're good, does it?
Well, he's apparently good looking.
Oh,
That counts for something, right? That's why the girls are watching. And,
wait, is that why I'm supposed to watch?
maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Justin Bieber, I don't listen to him. I don't know if he should.
We had a younger kid on a road trip down to Montana, a bunch of guys from work. We were driving down, and he was the youngest of the group. And he's like, "Hey, can you pop the CD in here?" And I was like, "What?" He goes, "In your truck. Can you play a CD?" I go, "Yeah, I can play a CD." He's like, "Okay, put this one in." And he's in the back seat, and he hands me the CD, and I look at it. I go, "Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna play Justin Bieber. Like, I'm not gonna play Justin Bieber in this car." He's like, "Well, I just bought it, and I kind of want to listen to it." I go, there's a headphone jack in the back. I'll put it in, but you got to put the headphones in, and you can listen to it. So like the other two guys and myself just like talked for the next hour while he listened to his new Justin Bieber album.
So he left you guys like in silence without music or radio so he could listen to Justin Bieber by himself. He
Yeah,
needed to listen to it that bad.
but I don't think you know this
He couldn't
about
wait.
I don't think you know this about me or the people I hang out with is we talk a lot. We don't we don't need a
Yes.
radio. We don't need TV. We
I
don't,
don't think we've ever listened to music together.
right? You'll put
That's
it
very
on.
true.
You'll put it on when we're in the hot tub, but it just gets drowned out with us laughing and talking.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I learned a couple things that weekend that this guy likes Justin Bieber, which I guess is okay. And apparently it was
Mhm.
a good album. I learned that not by firsthand listening, but by being told by an 18-year-old kid that Justin Bieber was good. And I learned that we don't
Mm,
need any form of entertainment when I'm in a car with a bunch of people that I hang out with, because it's just a bunch
no.
of idiots talking about stupid shit. Sort of like, sort of like,
This podcast.
yeah, yeah, like hit the nail right on the head there. Perfect. And sorry, Russia, if we didn't mean to make fun of you at all. Did it sound like we were making fun of them?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So continue to listen and critique and hand in your papers to your teacher and hopefully send us some of those notes so that we can make things better for you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we would like is some notes to make things better. We want to give you what you want.
And I do get questions sent through Instagram and stuff, and I've hadn't got anything in a while. So unfortunately, there's no new questions and answers from any sort of listener or viewer because I know we're on YouTube. It doesn't always upload to YouTube properly. So
All over.
you want me to pull over?
I said all over.
Oh, I thought you told me to pull over. I was like, I'm not
Are
driving.
you driving?
I'm not
Where
driving.
did I end up? Where am I now?
Yeah, no. I think it'd be difficult to record and drive at the same time, not gonna lie.
Maybe. I don't know. Just set a mic in between us,
Well, I mean,
like a
I did
road trip.
in my first podcast that I was ever in, the guy that I was recording with, we were driving back from Medicine Hat after watching Kevin Smith, and he just turned the laptop on and hit the mic and recorded, and we talked, and then we got stuck behind a train. And when I tried to edit it, it was just like loud and terrible, and the room was actually decent inside.
Oh.
Inside the vehicle was decent because it's like
Hmm.
sound enclosed. It was awesome. But yeah, the
Hmm.
train fucked it
Yeah.
up. But I mean, you can record and drive. I wasn't in charge of it. I was mainly driving and talking. He was in charge of electronic shit because I would have killed us if I was doing both.
Yeah. He's the co-pilot. So, he handles the directions and the sound
Yeah.
equipment.
And the roadhead, like most road trips.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He was in charge of that. And hey, he did a good job. I'm not gonna lie. One of my
Do you
top.
stay driving or do you kind of pull over to finish?
I like the challenge of driving because I drive manual, so it's kind of awkward for the
Yeah.
passenger to reach over, and I've still got to shift. I like the challenge. I don't want life to be too easy, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah. Except he wanted to kiss me after we were done, and I don't know. While I was driving, I didn't feel comfortable with it, you know? If we were like
Well, you
cuddling
can't
after,
take your eyes off the road.
yeah, it's gonna be tough for him to like lean over and kiss me when we're done. And I think that's probably what ended the podcast. I said no to that kiss.
Oh, it did end abruptly.
It did. Huh.
And he left all social media.
Yeah.
But do you know, maybe he just blocked you.
Note to self. If they want to kiss, you let them do it.
Yeah, do the kiss. They need to get something out of it too.
Wait, what?
Otherwise, they're not coming back and you're getting blocked. And there's no one giving you road anything.
But there's more lined up. It's not just one person, right?
Oh, it's like a clown car, just another one pops up.
Yeah. Except, it's not always in the car. Sometimes it's at my house. There's got to be a lineup.
Like right now.
Yeah, like right now, they're banging on my door. They're like, "Fucking hurry up, dude! Stop recording! Like, we gotta get this shit done. I got shit to do."
Yeah, this intro is way too long.
This is a 35-minute intro. What kind of shit is that? You said 2 minutes. Like, yeah, well, the bonus is I'm only gonna last 2 minutes when we're done the podcast, so they're still gonna have the same amount of time used up.
So, do you have a favorite episode? Do you remember all your episodes and kind of have a favorite?
I liked when I had to go through and edit like a best of season one. Like I laughed out loud editing. I think it's about my French underwear. I think something about my balls being too big or something. I don't remember the name of the title. It's like in the first like 15 episodes, but it's all about this pair of French underwear that I was wearing at Disneyland in Paris, and I couldn't stop laughing again and again and again and again while I was editing. I was like, this is fucking brilliant. And then I just kept, I mean, that toot my own horn. This is fucking brilliant. It's just me talking.
Yeah.
And, no ego there. Right. But I just kept sending clips to people. I was like taking clips out of it and just sending it as texts. And like people like, what the fuck is this? This is hilarious. I'm like, this is me talking about French underwear. But I think the one that made me laugh the most was that. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
it. And
I'll
then
have to go back and listen.
I enjoyed a celebratory one with Charlie Ray where we talked about the 4th of July. Because being from Canada, I don't celebrate the 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
But living next to a border town with between Washington and British Columbia, I was down in the States on July 4th, like probably every year for like 10 years. So I would actually
Yeah.
celebrate down in the States, not I'd witness the celebrations, but I wouldn't like take part because it's easier for me to get July 4th off than July 1st because July 1st is
Yeah,
our holiday
exactly.
and I've always got to work. So I would go down and celebrate in the States. So we talked a lot about that and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I
And
remember we'd always see the fireworks.
yeah, because we lived right on the
Yeah.
border. Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I like answering top 10 stuff like would you rathers. I love or creating your own
Mm.
threesome. That's one of my favorite games to play. Where you take yourself and three other people and you have to eliminate one of them to create the perfect threesome, right? So it's like, oh
Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll have to maybe play that in a future segment.
well, yeah, like if you have to pick between, you're going to create the perfect threesome, April. You have you, your sister, your son's girlfriend, and the homeless guy you see at 7-Eleven. Remove one of those people and that's your threesome now.
Well, my son's girlfriend is underage. So she's the fuck out.
So it's just the April and her sister banging the homeless guy at 7-Eleven,
Again, it's back to me and my sister.
right?
We've been here.
Yep.
Why do you do this to me?
Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable.
I'm so sorry. But yeah, I like playing that game because it just creates a great conversation between two people, I think. I mean, not an
Yeah,
intellectual conversation, not an educational conversation, just conversation. And I enjoy it.
entertaining. It's entertaining.
I mean, what are your goals with this? Like, are you having fun? Do you enjoy it? Do you look forward to it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to we're gonna start posting some reels and getting a little bit more active on social media. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to take up a large chunk of my very little free time.
I feel you,
So,
sister. I got it. I fully
yeah.
understand. And that's why you're
Yeah,
here, so that you can do that stuff because I can't. I don't even know how.
that's right. We're a team.
I don't have the skills.
Team Clayprol.
Clayprol. Mm. Yeah, it
Ooh.
wouldn't. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. I'm thinking
Let's not do the join names.
It won't work the other way. Aprilton. April. Yeah, no. Claypro works much better.
Appleton.
Appleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. I mean, that got your full name and then part of my name. You sort of have to like just use app.
I know.
Apton?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Apton.
Ape?
Yeah. We'll work
Ape?
on it. We'll work on
You know we won't.
it. We, I know, but we say we will and then we won't. It's funnier that way.
Yeah, we lie. We lie to the listeners quite regularly. Except for you Russian
I think
people.
it's just being sarcastic.
Oh, that's something the younger people don't understand. I wish it was a course.
Sarcasm.
Could you imagine a course in university like sarcasm? It'd be fucking amazing.
I'd be a good teacher for that.
I think they did it on Saturday Night Live with Matthew Perry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you're done with this, Google SNL Matthew Perry
I'm
sarcasm.
YouTubing it for
Yeah,
sure.
he's a teacher and he's trying to teach them the difference between just a statement and sarcasm, and it's fucking genius. It's
Oh, yeah.
100% genius. And one day, I hope for others to describe us as 100% genius.
I know, other than you saying it about yourself.
Well, like I said,
But
I
it
got to.
has to come from within. It
Well, yeah,
has to start there.
yeah. You got to stroke the ego, right? Even if it's your own stroking of
Yeah.
your own ego, you have to.
Among other things, sometimes you have to stroke your own everything.
Yeah, I'm a number one when I count, right?
That's right. Number
I'm learn.
one.
I learn things. I'm smart. I know stuff.
Good remembering. Good remembering. I've forgotten the beginning of this already.
Yeah. But you got to throw back. You got to throw back when you do it. You have to. And that's why the episodes need to be shorter because when they're like an hour, people don't remember the throwback. But when you got like a 30-minute episode, they remember the throwback. And it's not even scripted, right? It's easy to
No, we're unscripted,
unscripted, undressed, unfiltered. Man.
uncomfortable.
Well, not us. Everybody else listening. Yes, absolutely.
Mm. I don't know. Sometimes I'm a little uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
On a day.
Well, so this 3-minute intro to a 2 hour long episode is now a 35-minute intro to a 2 hour long episode, which turns it into a 2.5 hour long episode. So all you people who pay for this podcast, which is none of you because it's free, you totally get your money's worth this episode.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot jam-packed.
Yeah. And not just the stories Charles tells about jam packing his wiener into blindfolded women and penis pumps and jam packing a Carney car full of clowns and drugs and people cramming a bunch of stuff into a 600 square foot apartment in Mission, BC, or handicapped people cramming things into my mouth. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't think it went that far.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to listen to find
Get a
out.
little carried away. Yeah. So listen up. It's starting now.
Got it. Consent culture.
So much consent.
It's
important these days.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Feel the
Everybody,
yes from here. Oh, feels so good.
so much. Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. This week we have something kind of special. We have 5 people on the show, so we're going to be talking over each other, through each other, into each other. And you guys are probably going to turn off after the first like 4 or 5 minutes because you're gonna be like, "Fuck this! I don't like how this sounds." So we're gonna introduce each other. We're gonna introduce ourselves because nobody knows each other, so it's really hard to introduce each other. So we're gonna introduce ourselves.
Judgment, here we come.
Judgment. Let's start with Charlie Ray. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Charlie Ray. I'm from Kansas City in the United States. I've known Clay here for quite some time, almost 10 years, I'd say. this point. I'm not sure what all we're going to talk about here, but I've had quite an interesting background. We've had a lot. I don't know if anybody's listened to any of the other podcasts, but my forays into the worlds of tantra massage, the swinging world in Kansas City, multiple energy orgasms ability, and all kinds of things like that. So it's pretty wild stuff. And so one of the stories that I'm going to share on tonight's podcast is going to be from that world, and some other ones are going to be from some police escapades of various times. Not me being in the police, but involvement with the police. So just typical Midwestern guy. Well, I guess sort of typical. As I said, I've had some variety of experiences and been around the world and done a few things, and about all I can say at the moment.
Something I think you guys should hear is Charlie Ray is going to tell you really quickly about a time he was driving to work. How long is your commute to work from your place?
15 minutes.
So in 15 minutes, he was having an orgasm problem where he doesn't need to touch his junk to orgasm. He can sort of just have a body orgasm, and it just didn't stop. So tell them about that drive to work and how that worked out at your shift that day.
Well, that day was an exceptional day. I mean, for many reasons. As I said, I've done several training classes in Europe, in Prague and in Estonia, where I've learned how to move my energy and through breathing to be able to have a pretty extensive 30 seconds, sometimes even longer, full body orgasm. Without coming like a normal orgasm would. So it's been something that I've tried to work to develop and to continue to be able to do. And a couple of years ago, I started doing the Wim Hof breathing. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Wim Hof, but he's known as the Iceman, and he has this breathing technique. And it's a long story if you want to look up Wim Hof. But anyway, I started doing this breathing technique. And I started having these orgasmic experiences again. I hadn't had them since I'd been in Europe and been in class, and so they started coming back. And so I'd have a couple in the morning. It wasn't no big deal. I say that like it's an easy thing, right? But yeah, no big deal. And I'm
picturing you putting like jam on like toast or whatever, and you're like just fucking stabbing the fucking bread through and like not being able to control yourself. But is it like that, or are your legs getting all twitchy? Are your toes curling? Are your eyes rolling back in your head?
It depends on how intense it can be. I mean, I will admit it's hard trying to brush your teeth if you have one happen at that time.
You're like just throating your own brush. You're like,
I'm just like,
which creates another orgasm, right?
Touch my asshole. Put your finger in it. Put your finger in it. Oh my God, I love it.
So one morning, and my guess is that I had finally broken through into opening my kundalini, is what they would call it.
I'm pretty sure I open my kundalini every night, babe. It's really good for the skin, they tell me.
I usually pay for that service.
Let me tell you, like I said, it's a wonderful experience. But anyway, the one morning, it was just another, I thought, typical morning. Okay, I'd usually have one or two or whatever. I'd do like 4 rounds of breathing. I'd have one or two like during my last couple ones. Well, this morning, it started differently. Probably by second round of breathing, I had one. I was like, okay, well, that's earlier than normal. And then I had 2 or 3 the next time.
Oh, my God.
I had several more the next time. And then it didn't stop for almost an hour. Like every minute or two, I would have one. If I even thought about it for a second, it would happen again. It was very crazy, very intense. And I'm like, holy crap, is this going to stop? I mean, you think, I've
first world problems.
I've seen stories of people who have had medical issues where they were injured or had a brain injury, and they've had, this is on YouTube. There's a lady on there, and she has orgasms like all the time, and she can't drive. She can't do it. She's totally debilitated by it. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
This is my future. This is me now.
And this is you now.
Yeah. It was, obviously I'd never had anything quite that intense happen before. I mean, I've had them, but they weren't like just nonstop, and I had no control over them. I mean, these are 30-second long, minute long, and just intense, full body orgasmic experience. And so it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It finally slowed down a little bit, and so I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to go to work. So I get up, I'm taking a shower, had 2 in the shower, brush my teeth. I had 1 while I was brushing my teeth.
Oh.
And so on. I mean, it just kept happening. I'm trying to drive to work. So it's about a 15-minute drive to work. I had 3 of them when I'm driving the car, so I'm doing like 70 miles an hour trying to maintain an idea of control and not wreck the car. It just kept happening. It finally stopped about 2:00 that afternoon. They finally stopped happening. But I'm just trying to like walk to the coffee machine, orgasm.
There's like a roadhead joke in here somewhere. There's definitely a roadhead joke in here somewhere. I just can't find it yet, but it's there.
If you had to tell your boss, like if your boss comes to you and says, is your boss a guy or a girl?
Well, my boss actually is in another state, so he wouldn't actually be there. But my coworkers,
okay,
my coworkers are still in the office where I'm at. So
what would you say if you had to explain yourself? Like you're pouring coffee and all of a sudden you start twitching and shit goes everywhere, right?
I tried to time it properly.
How do you think they take it?
I made a dance move.
Would any of them understand, or would they just look at you and be like, dude, just go home?
There's a couple of people at my job that I have shared some of this information with. Not everybody there, and so
everyone's just coming together. It's like calisthenics. All right, guys, it's the 9:30 coming. Let's do it.
That's right. Obviously, to most people, if I tell them any of this stuff, it really sounds absolutely batshit crazy. But I assure you, this is really true, and it's really possible. And just I've told Clay about it several times, and Josh, it's totally possible for men to have multiple orgasmic experiences. It isn't just as easy as
the question is, should they? That's the real question here. Should they?
I am all for men having the ability to have multiple orgasms.
I'm just wondering how much trouble I would get into, since I work with a bunch of teenagers. If all of a sudden I was having orgasms around them, I can't imagine the amount of parents I'd have to talk to. Yeah,
they're all going sick. That's all they're doing.
Just don't stick your dick in it. That's all, man. Is there a temperature where it'd be just?
It's
perfect?
No longer vegan. It's no longer vegan. All right?
He said he doesn't come, right? Yeah. So that's not a problem.
Yeah, but you don't even need to use a rolling pin, Clay. You just flip it out there.
That's a visual. Thank you. Yeah. On a Sunday night, no less. So warm inside right now.
So who wants to go up against that? Introducing themselves, and I don't know. Can you beat it, or are you gonna lie completely?
Is it a competition?
It's life. It's always a competition.
Do we win a prize?
Yeah, you win a tantric sex session with Charlie Wrigley. You can have multiple orgasms.
Oh my god, it'd be like installing some gas pipe done. Yeah.
If I ever did get to meet you in person, I'd be happy to give you a 2 to 3 hour massage. So there you go.
Sweet.
I opted for the 12-hour massage, and let me tell you, best day ever. Ever.
Nice. Only if you pull my hair. I got issues.
Clay, did you just call me daddy? It's what I do.
I could tell you another story about that.
Oh,
let's not even get into the story about a vulva and a penis pump. That's a whole other story.
Oh god, yes, that sounds like 3 stories at least.
April, are you touching yourself right now? Is that? Are you? All right, yeah, good, excellent.
What do you mean? Well,
I see one hand not moving, full view, but I see the other hand going to town.
She's part-time DJing.
She's petting her non-existent dog or cat, just like.
You're so nosy, Clay. Leave her be.
Sorry.
mind your business.
Sorry.
Right? Yeah. I was doing Nenya fucking business. That's what's happening.
Who's up next?
Who's up? I'll go.
I don't know.
Done.
Good.
So my name is Josh Carbrain. I'm a what's known as a master barman. I handcraft chainsaw bars out of metal. I'm a dad. I'm an Aboriginal person. My reserve is in Shannonville, Ontario. It's known as the Mohawks of the Bay of Quinte. And that's about it. That's me.
Nice.
Cool.
I know Clay from the Boston Pizza Days.
Fuck yeah.
Ooh, you're OG. You're OG.
OG.
I was told to hire him, or did you tell me to hire John Cox? Which one? You worked
It
for
was
us.
John Cox told you to hire me.
Okay, that's what. Yeah, John Cox was there before I was, and he's like, I got a friend from Michigan. You got to hire this guy. And I was like, I'll do whatever you tell me to do, man. You're awesome. So yeah, yeah,
That's how it all happens.
it did.
When John Cox speaks, you listen, huh?
Well,
Nice.
he does these things where he doesn't put up with shit. There was an employee that was just being an asshole. Like he would just walk into you and like stab you with a knife, not like cut or like hurt you, just like poke you with the end of the knife. Like it would suck while you're trying to do something, or he would like grab hot tongs right out of the oven and just like burn your hand. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? So one time John Cox
Couldn't do that these days. Oh my fucking god!
I know,
You're
right?
Shut down. Oh,
life was so
Christ.
much better back then. But
3 sets of parents show up now.
John Cox had Cajun spice in his hand, and he just walked up and blew it into this kid's face, like right into his eyes. And the guy started freaking out. John Cox was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you there." And he runs for the eye wash station, and he grabs it. He goes, "Here, flush your eyes, flush your eyes." And he did it, and the guy starts screaming more and more. And John Cox is like, "Oh my god, I forgot to tell you, I replaced the flush with jalapeno juice. I'm so sorry." Like,
Shut
the guy just
up.
dropped to the ground. He's fucking crying and moaning. John Cox is like, "Stop fucking around in the kitchen. Stop fucking around with everyone who works here. You're the reason we can't get shit done." And the guy never fucked around again. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's not sad. The guy was a piece of shit. But he
Just some tough love.
Yeah, that guy would have met my fist some other time. That's for sure.
well, we also noticed that somebody was stealing part of dessert from the freezer. So we had this stuff called maple blondie. So it was delicious. It was white cake with some sort of creamy shit. I don't know. It was awesome. I'm sure Dora can tell us what it is because like she's a baker and stuff. But so we kept it in the freezer, and we noticed that the cooks had to cut it into squares for the servers. So every piece was pretty much the same size. And we noticed that some pieces were getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So we assumed that there was an employee shaving off edges from one of them, right?
Oh no.
So what we did, what John Cox did is he cut the maple blondie cake and put it back in the freezer, but he left like one edge that was like 1.5 times the size it's supposed to be, right?
Okay.
So they're huge chunks. So in your head, you're like, I can easily shave off of that. It's way bigger than it should be. So what he did is he cut it like horizontally. He opened it and he put garlic powder in it, which was the same color as like the filling, and he just pushed it back together. So yeah, this guy, the same guy that got the eye wash flush, came out of the freezer one time. What the fuck happened to the maple blondie? It tastes like shit. I was like, oh, you're the fucker that's stealing it? What did it mean it tastes like shit? He was something wrong with it. And John Cox was like, there's nothing wrong with it. I fucked with the 3 biggest pieces in there because I knew somebody was going to take it. It's got garlic powder and like, stop being a fucking idiot.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's the guy that said hire Josh. And I was like, yeah, man, you're awesome. I'll do whatever you tell me to do.
Well, you made it past that.
Yeah, if not, you're gonna have your food messed with.
Yeah, or an eye wash jalapeno flush. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
I'll take the garlic blondie over jalapeno juice in the eye. I mean, let me tell you,
Cajun
okay,
spice, then jalapeno juice.
Yeah, there's some rough shit, man.
Yeah, from true experience, make sure that if you cut serrano peppers, you wash your hands really well before you do certain things. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Or jalapenos.
Yeah, or habaneros.
Solid packs.
I'm always worried about making salsa and then touching myself later on at night and something gets in the wiener hole. I'm always worried about that.
I'm just trying to imagine the pain a ghost pepper would cause. Oh my
No.
god, because a serrano is bad enough.
Yeah.
So
Just wear gloves.
well,
Right?
that would be the smarter
smart thing
idea.
Not all of us are geniuses, Josh. Okay. Some of us are just morons that do stupid shit and then touch our wangs. All right.
I'm high all day long, and I know better.
Yes, that's my day-to-day life. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget sometimes.
Me too. This is shitter.
Sometimes you're in a hurry. You just need to get it done. right?
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Yeah.
Who's next?
What? Well, April, you want to go or do you want me to go?
I can go.
Oh, you? Oh, yeah. We
I
all
can.
fucking know you.
Right,
We
exactly.
all know you.
Hey, we're gonna do the opposite of ladies first here. The three guys will go first.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh.
I have long hair,
I kid.
earrings, and like a really, really small penis.
So what do you like the transition?
A micro
so
penis.
small.
You the transition between me and Josh to the ladies, is that it?
That's how
like,
he's doing it.
what did they say on
Get in
on
between.
40-Year-Old Virgin? It's like it's an enlarged clit. That's how small it is. But so I mean, it's kind of a bonus because when I'm with a girl and I beg to do anal, she's like looking at it, she's like, yeah,
Sure.
sure, shove it in there, right?
Right now, dry. I like it dry.
Or also if she's like, I'm confused about my sexuality, I think I might like women. I was like, well, you can practice on that. It's a clit, right?
Flick it.
So I think that's all that people need to know about me. Other than my name's Clay,
Perfect.
I got a couple kids, I run a business, I like to travel. Apparently I'm a grown-up, but by the way I talk and how I act, you wouldn't think that I'm remotely close to being an adult.
Agreed.
And I think it's because I work with high school kids, and I have for like 25 years. You know what I mean? I don't work with grown-ups. So all I do is sit there and listen to high school kids talk about high school shit. And it's fucking awesome. It's so fucking great to listen to them talk. I don't
would
know.
say to me it'd be a nightmare, but
Yeah, I was gonna say me too.
I'm like, I had enough of high
man.
school in high school. I'm good.
See, I liked high school. So I don't like, did you guys hate high school?
I didn't really go to high school.
I didn't really like it. No.
Dora, is there anywhere you possibly might have gone in the middle of high school? Any sort of job, any job you might have taken that you want to talk about?
Well, I might have ran away with the carnival when I was like 15. I left. I had almost finished grade 10, and I totally just took off with Klondike days, and then I stayed there for 5 years.
And they was all in the States and Canada, or just Canada? It was the States, right? Too.
Yeah, I did. I did all across Canada, all across the States, and
Is that West Coast amusement?
Conklin shows. I did the A Fair. And then on the other side, it was West Coast Amusements too, to a certain extent, because they usually stayed in BC to do like the all the little fairs around there, and then for the P&E, right? So
were you like
Gotcha.
working any particular game, or?
I worked like the fluky ball, which is the bank ball, where you bank the ball off the back square and into the basket. I was working the ones where you get the big toys right now. Like
Nobody gets big toys. What like?
Yeah, I know, right? It's awesome. I'm really good at the game still. It's a really weird transferable skill. Even now, I'm in my mid-40s. Yeah. Still really good at the carnival.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody win anything good.
Yeah.
You know, I've always heard that they kind of seed the carnival and let a few people win in the beginning of the day, and they're carrying around all the big toys to encourage people to try to play. Is that true?
Yes, it is. Well, we make commission, right? Like, and like the thing that is with carnival games is it's like the physics of a child designed with the dexterity of an adult, which is why kids luck out way more often than adults do to win, because the mathematics for the physics are built for like a fucking 3-year-old child. And that's why, so when most adults come up, it's designed for them to lose. Like they can always come real close, but it's all math. It's all math. That's what blew my mind about the carnival. It's all fucking math.
So what you're saying is you guys let people win? Or do you have like do you have your own people walking around with the big ones to make it look?
No, because if I wanted to, I could show you exactly how to win my game. Exactly, if I wanted to. Yeah.
Can you still do that?
Yes, I can.
Why did we never go to the fair when you lived out here?
Oh man, you know how many stuffies I had in my life? I was fucking over it. I don't want to see another stuffed bear for the rest of my life or yours. Like
that is one of only two carnival things that I know of that's interesting. One is that I heard that, and secondly, there's a secret Carney. If you don't mind me using that term, I hope it's not a negative.
I know, I love it.
Okay. There's supposed to
I've
be
been
this,
called way worse.
Nobody here will get offended by anything anyone has to say.
Especially when they lose all their money trying to win a big teddy bear for their girlfriend, right? Like, God dang it.
Or boyfriend. Boyfriend.
Yeah, this is something Clay would probably enjoy. I think I might have mentioned to you before, but supposedly, at least there's probably more than one, but down in Oklahoma, there's supposed to be this huge section, or like maybe just a whole cemetery that is specifically a Carney cemetery. And so there's all these really cool gravestones that are like, all with like animals.
I know of one in
stuff.
Kissimmee, Florida. Kissimmee.
Yeah.
That's a huge
Cool.
Carney town. Yeah.
Wow.
Very cool.
How far away is that drive from your place, Charlie Ray?
To Kissimmee,
No,
Florida?
not Florida.
Oh,
To
to
Oklahoma's
Oklahoma?
close.
I have to look it up, but I mean,
That's pretty cool, though.
Any part of Oklahoma is probably on at the most is 6 to 8 hours. I mean, it's like 4 hours
Okay.
to Tulsa, 6 hours to Oklahoma City. So unless it's probably somewhere in the northern part of Oklahoma. I doubt it's in the southern part of Oklahoma. But
Because the next time I come out there,
read
we should
that
go
in
do
the
that.
book. Yeah,
I mean, we
Sure.
did the Jesse James graveyard, and that was fucking
Yeah,
cool.
that'd be sweet.
yeah, it was pretty cool. You didn't get to see the farmhouse, though, the Jesse
No.
James farmhouse. That's pretty cool.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
I mean, was that that was the same trip though? We saw Lincoln's gravesite as well, right?
Yes, we did. We
Saw
did.
Lincoln's gravesite and Jesse James in like one weekend. Life's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
you think
shit.
about- Jesse James is buried less than 25. Hold on, no, about 30 miles from me. So,
Cool.
so Jesse James.
I'm pretty close to the Titanic crash. I don't know if that's something.
Hey, there you go. I'm pretty close to the full size or the replica they built in Branson, Missouri. How about that?
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's
we just got a
pretty
snowfall right now. I'm pretty close to being in the middle of like a 4-foot blizzard, so that's cool.
Uh-oh.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Ooh,
it's
it's still
like-
warm here.
Like
Still green grass.
16 fucking
Oh,
centimeters of
nice.
snow in like 2 hours. I want to punch
It's coming
people,
my way too.
says the guy from BC. So it'll
Coming my way.
yeah. It'll turn into rain and then it'll be 23 degrees tomorrow. So lucky you.
I don't even get to miss work. Come on.
Yeah, exactly, right?
All right, it's up to the ladies.
Okay, here, I'll go. So I'm Dora.
The Explorer.
You destroyer. I was here before that other bitch.
Yeah.
Way before that other bitch.
Can you sing the map song?
On the map, on the map, on the map. I think that's about it. Yeah, my son, when he was little, like he'd introduced me like Vanna fucking White. He'd be like, "This is my mom. Arms move, Dora." You know, like it was magnificent. And then he just discovered Diego. Then he's like, "Yeah, it's my mom, Dora." You know, didn't have no more fucking interest in it.
You need to hook up with some sort of Spanish dude so you can be like, "This is my stepdad, Diego." Right?
Fuck no, man. Like, could it be like, "I love him more, mommy. I love him more." Like, no, not again.
You get so many daddies you like more. This isn't right.
Right? Oh fuck. So I was on MasterChef Canada. I cook, I bake, plumber. I'm working as a gas fitter. I live in Halifax now, Halifax, Nova Scotia, and working my ass off currently.
Man. Was there any
Nice.
time where you used to have a job where you would talk on the phone?
Yes, I may or may not have operated phone sex lines for a while.
Hmm.
As I was working for this company called Unlimited Escorts, and I would book out the girls, but then I'd also do like calls on the side. And this was back in the day when you'd like fucking strap the strip on the credit card, you know, the swipe.
Yeah.
And you didn't get money for 2 fucking weeks. So I'd let them listen in on my phone sex calls, and like I'd get these fucking guys to beat themselves on the phone. It was really a beautiful thing. It really was. So if the girls would laugh, I'd fucking get mad because it really chill out the dude, right?
Yeah.
Come on, he's taking this real serious. Now you just hear some bitch going in the back, kind of really gets a boner killer, I hear. So if they would do that, I'd put them on a credit card call. So they fucking were so well behaved. They were my bitches. But I only could handle that job for like, I don't know, about 5 months before you just feel like so dirty on the inside. You're like, oh, I didn't need to know this is where human people do. I didn't need to know any of this.
Now it's so much worse.
Now I just know too much. I'm like, oh, I didn't need to know behind that veil too, but here we are. So yeah, that's me. I'm a mom too. My kid's 19 and still loves his mother. Fuck's sakes. He'll leave home soon, I'm sure.
Of course he does.
He's got a nanny and a baker and a chef and a
plumber.
mom and a plumber.
He's spoiled fucking rotten is what he is.
I was thinking about getting adopted, maybe moving to Halifax. I know this girl that
Yeah,
can take care of me.
That's too cold for me, man.
Yeah.
It's so warm.
too
It's
cold
so
for
warm
me.
here right
Yeah,
now.
but think
Come
about the
on now.
phone sex I could have while I was at my work. I'd be like, hey, talk to me. Get me through this day.
Just call me at work. Just call me at work, Clay.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to lick your balls. Ah.
maybe it's you sound like a bearded dude from the Midwest. I don't know.
It's the tone of his voice.
Right? I know it's doing something for me right now. So
I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
but-
it moved a little bit when he talked, but I mean, that could have just been me looking at you
Charlene.
guys.
Good old 90s.
Yeah, things were just easier when you could give them, like 6 beer, and then you'd have a girlfriend for the night. Right?
I was gonna say, do guys ever get asked? I mean, I don't. Like,
No.
hey, my hand's on your junk. Can I touch it? Feel free.
Wait. Do people say no?
Always implied.
Do people say
Wow.
no? Why is this a question?
Yeah,
Obviously.
exactly. Yeah.
Guys are
Maybe you're
pigs.
not dressing
I mean,
like you want it.
Yeah,
Like
well-
I hear that was works with women. They dress like they want it.
What would a guy just walk around in gray sweatpants and that's it?
It never worked for me.
Depends on how much tip sticking out and how much bush. We do the ratio. We're measuring from afar. We're like, all right, I see that little tip bouncing. I know what's going on under there.
Shit. They're just
They
like,
can
hey,
be your
it's
best friend or your worst enemy. Gray sweatpants.
lost in the
Yeah.
Amazon.
All
I
right.
hope she likes botany and horticulture.
Up on
Hey,
home plate.
I grew up in the 80s. We had to use weed whackers to find out where we were going. So
I worked with
Absolutely.
Was everywhere.
I worked with a British guy, and he said he found like naked pictures of his mom from like the 70s in like the bedroom, and he's like, "Oh my god, the fucking growler!" And I looked at him, I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "The growler." And this is a
Oh
term
my
I'd never
God.
heard. And I was like, "Growler?" He's like, "All the bush." I'm like, "Okay, well that fucking makes sense. Yeah, that tracks." So yeah, he called his own mom's bush the growler from all the pictures he saw. So
That's disturbing.
that's
yeah.
kind of
Well, you know what? At least all he saw was bush. It'd been worse if
Right?
he'd seen like the whole enchilada, so to speak.
Yeah.
True enough, it hides it.
That's enough of the burrito for me. I'd be like, nah, it's all right. You keep that enchilada, ma. I don't want to know.
My thing is this. My unusual experience is that my first experience in seeing a naked body was me discovering a bunch of my dad's porno mags in the 70s. And well, they weren't really porno mags. Half of them were porno mags, but the other half were like nature nudist colony crap. So I got all these people running around like half naked in the woods, all with like super rabbis in their pants. Well, no pants, but you know what I'm saying. And I'm like, I don't understand. I didn't understand what a woman had under there. All I saw was just a big patch of hair. I didn't figure that out until I was in my teens.
Oh, you got to kind of wonder then, like, was your dad into like nature porn or like nudist
He was
colony porn or?
He was a photographer. After when I was digging through a bunch of his stuff after he died, I found a bunch of negatives from the 60s and stuff of just naked women. He was a well, let's just say I was a chip off the old debauch block.
Did he ever work in England? Maybe he took the pictures of my friend's mom. No?
Ooh.
Maybe
He had a
was
lot
hired
of
out.
photos. He had a lot of photos. So
Awesome.
it
Well,
was
I mean,
the 60s.
If there's anybody still listening to the podcast, I doubt it at this point. But if they are, they probably want to know about April. So
Yes.
let's learn.
Hey, I'm April. Everybody's so interesting and have all these cool careers. I work in accounting and I crochet a
cool.
lot.
I crochet too. I love crocheting.
Oh, right on, fellow crocheter.
Yeah.
Single mom of 2 and happy about it.
Happy that there's only
Nice.
2, or
Wait.
happy that there are 2,
Yeah,
or happy
no
that you're
shit.
single?
Both check and check. I'm outnumbered.
Wait, so Josh, you're a single father, yeah?
Yes.
Do you guys think your lives are enriched because you have children? Or do you think
Yes.
maybe you
What?
could have not? Do you think
You think I'm not rich because I have a fucking life sucking leech?
enriched and
takes every
rich are
dollar
two
from
different
me.
things?
Fuck.
Because yeah, I always tell my staff like the best advice I can give them is spend their money on themselves. Like travel the world and bang hot people. Don't get married. Don't have kids. Because I mean, yeah, my kids are great, but I mean, if they didn't exist, I don't think I'd be losing anything. Is that wrong?
Just them.
Yeah, but I mean,
Now
if,
just add the "I love you, honey" when she's listening to this later.
if they never existed, then would my life be? I mean, less stressful for sure, or more less
Well,
stressful.
I think later on in life you're really going to appreciate them when they're
Oh,
wiping
yeah.
your ass because you can't.
Well, I mean,
She got a point there, Clay.
I don't wipe my own ass now.
I just plan on hiring a 30-year-old Asian nurse to take care of me in my old age because I got no kids. I'm the only one, I guess, of all of us that have no kids. So
yeah, but you're the only one out of all of us that molests more children than the rest of us combined, right?
Hey, she told me she was 18, Clay. I just didn't ask for ID.
Yeah,
He had consent.
That's right.
That's right.
That's all you need, right? No.
That's right. She had consent and apparently a wire. But hey, it's another story.
Ooh.
No,
what a dirty bitch.
Just to let you know.
Well, her head nodded a little.
I'm going to edit that out because we're not going to have any child molestation in the conversation.
That's probably for the best.
Just wait till I
so
tell my
sensitive.
story. Yeah, just wait till I tell my story.
Fuck.
Clay.
Now here we go.
Now, if this was the 90s.
All right. So this is the 100th episode, and we're gonna tell stories that we haven't told before. So I think, April, what did you call it when you said save the story for another day? Was it?
Yeah, a story for another day. When you're telling a story and you kind of get sidetracked with another story, and you're like, "Oh, that's a story for another day."
Well, today is that other day, and all of us have a story that we're gonna tell.
or in my case, I'm going to tell 3 short stories because why not?
That makes me happy too.
Yeah, 2 of them are pretty short, so and that's what she said. But
well,
anyway,
to me especially.
Yes, that's what I meant.
That's usually just how they greet me. It's really sad. I probably shouldn't have a measurement on my Tinder profile. Not my height, but my measurement.
I told you to quit dating midgets.
They're called little people.
Yeah, they don't like that.
And I can't stop. Sorry.
Edit that out too, Clay.
I will. Unfortunately.
Oh
all right.
God.
I almost feel like calling them little people is almost more insulting. But I mean, seriously, I just call the ones I meet by their name.
Well, I just figured, addressing them as people at all is wrong.
Yeah,
well, exactly.
Right? I mean, we're not running around calling them half persons.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Half man.
Yes.
Well, you can't judge if they're a man. That's not up to
half
you.
Bear.
It's up to how they feel that day.
We'd assume they're half gender.
You have to ask their pronouns.
Yeah.
Hey, one of the Bridget the Midgets actually lived in Kansas City for a while. That was kind
of
interesting.
The what?
Bridget the Midget, the porn star.
Never heard of her.
No.
Oh yeah.
We're learning things about Charles today.
I got plenty of stories. Does any of you guys know who Seika is? The old porn star.
Oh yeah,
Seika?
yeah.
No. Yeah, she lives in Kansas City. I've met her.
Oh, nice. She was like
she's like a retired grandma now. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'd say when I was probably like grade 8, grade 7, my friend Ray, his dad had a bunch of like Hustler and Swanks and stuff, and yeah, she was like always in them.
Oh yeah, she was old even in the mid 80s. She was like a 70s, like mid 70s porn star.
Don't judge my kink.
Great big bush on her then.
Probably.
It's called a growler, Josh. Growler.
There's nothing wrong with mature porn stars. That's why they're called MILFs.
Right.
Or DILFs. Or DILFs.
Yeah.
That's right.
At this point,
or GILF.
At this point, I'm going with GILFs. Yeah, GILFs is what it is. Yeah.
Who wants to break the ice of the storytelling here?
I'll go first. Yeah. Well,
all right.
Unless somebody else really wants to go.
No, I can go. I don't give a fuck. Who wants to
all
go?
Right. Go ahead, Dora. I'll let you go.
Oh, thanks, Charles. That's awesome.
Hey, I'm a giver.
Sorry, I'm in the dark. I'm smoking a joint by my window in my room.
Unless he's hogging all those orgasms he gets.
Well, you know what? I tell you what. You want to take a break for a second, and I'll let you enjoy that. And I guess I can go first. Okay. All right. Let's do the first of these stories. I'm gonna do the Teacup stories first, and then I'll tell the Wilder story last. Okay. So the first story, I was about 21 or 22 years old. I was living on the other side of. Okay, so just to give you a little. Kansas City is a a bi-state city. That sounds kinky, but we're split in Kansas and Missouri. So there's a Kansas City, Kansas City, Missouri, suburbs, etc. So anyway, there's a strip club that's out south on the Kansas side, and I was living in the Missouri side at the time. So, so to give you a little perspective, I don't really drink very much. I never really have. But I had a couple of beers that night. So I was coming home from the strip club and I was driving and apparently I was swerving a little bit. It wasn't really because I was drunk, because I only had 2 beers, but I was just tired. It was really late. I'd worked like a 12-hour day before I went out and everything. Well, I'm driving back to my apartment in Missouri, and I get pulled over by a cop, and the usual, why I pulled you over kind of crap. I'm like, no, sir, I don't. He's like, well, you were swerving back there. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. So I'm just a little tired on my way home from work, because I worked over that side too. And he's like, have you anything to drink tonight? And I don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden this came out of my mouth. No, sir, I don't drink at all. Ever since my girlfriend was killed by a drunk driver, I haven't touched a drop since. It was the most spontaneous lie I'd ever told a cop. And he just kind of looked at me like I just like hit him with the box, like with a shovel. I mean, he was just like I don't know how to respond to that,
That's heavy.
Yeah, exactly. It was like super heavy, and it was just like it just came out. Just like, no, sir, I don't drink. My girlfriend was killed by a drunk driver 2 years ago. Haven't drank since. Blah blah blah. And he just looked at my info. He said, "Okay, well, you just go home and get some rest. Don't be out. Blah blah blah." And that was it. So I got to get any kind of problem from that. So that was like the best line I'd ever used on a cop. It apparently worked pretty good. Yeah, that was the first one. Great. Second story happened about 12 years ago, 10, maybe 11 years ago. I was with my wife at the time, and we were driving back home, and we were at the stoplight, and this car pulled up to us, and these people in the car were acting really weird. I mean, I can't really describe how they were really weird. They were just acting kind of out of sorts, and we're just kind of, they're kind of acting weird in their car, like whatever. So we turn left, and they're turning, and they're kind of driving real slow. And then they like drive over the median, like up and over. I'm like, what the hell is going on with these people? All of a sudden, I hear sirens, and this cop comes flying up and like almost runs into our car, jumps out in front of us with his pistol. And these people were stuck on the median, and they're like sticking a gun back at him. And I'm like, holy shit, we're going to get in the middle of a gun battle.
America.
Yeah, they finally get off the median. The cop hops back in his car and is chasing them down the wrong side of the road. It's crazy. The story that we found out later was that these two geniuses in his car had just robbed a liquor store down the street. And so we were in the middle of this. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to get shot. I'm just trying to come home from grocery shopping. I'm like, what the hell?
My ice cream's melting. I want to go home.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I can't even believe this just happened. I mean, like you said, most American thing ever, get in the middle of a gun battle.
Yeah.
All right. So those are my two police stories, both very short. All right.
I got a cop story.
Huh?
I said I got a cop story too. Oh yeah.
All right. The last story is going to be a sexual story. This is from the time when I was in the swinging scene for a couple of years. So I had this ad that I kind of put up. It was on Craigslist at the time, which was actually still allowing those kind of personal ads and stuff. And, I had an ad out there kind of that I'm looking to mess around. And this dude called me up.
Well, hold on. What does it say exactly? Hey, I'm Charlie Ray. I want to mess around. Text me. Like,
no, it just says, hey, I'm interested in singles, I'll join couples, that kind of thing, but, I talked about, the tantra massage and stuff like that. It was just, just kind of just looking for fun kind of thing. Just
do you describe like how you look or what you like skills you have? Like I've never seen an ad like that. So I'm just wondering.
Well, I led with describing your penis.
Okay, well then why you probably got no calls? You're like, I need to change this.
I don't remember.
You just got some practicing lesbians calling you.
It was just simple. I mean, there was like you had men seeking women, men seeking whatever. I mean, it was just and hey, I'm down for a good time if you're interested. Blah blah blah. You'd be surprised how hard it is to line up enough people for a gangbang. It really is difficult. So that's another story.
I will have to take your word for it. I've unfortunately never been involved, but I mean, I would do it.
Most people flake out and they won't show up. Everybody likes to talk. They don't show. But anyway, that's another story. That's several other stories. I won't comment about my time where I was part of a group of people that were involved with that. So yes, mild-mannered hydraulic parts purchaser by day, freaky freak by night. Anyway, This dude
Also
calls
very
up.
sad because your girlfriend recently passed due to
Yeah,
drunk driving
killed
accident.
by a drunk driver.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, but convenient excuse. So she still is helping me out even after she's gone.
What a saint.
Blessing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm classy like that. So this dude calls me up, and this is what he tells me. He's like, okay. He says, I want somebody to come over and have sex. Well, not really exactly have sex. Just his woman would provide oral on me. However, she's going to be blindfolded, and I can't say anything when I come in the house.
Nice.
Okay.
The cock.
Yeah, this is getting crazy. No. I mean, I'll tell you the story. So I'm like, okay, I'll do this stuff. So it's like, I don't know, it's late, not like late, but it's like, it's past 10 o'clock. And so he tells me how to get to this place, whatever. So I'm driving. First of all, it's not exactly the greatest neighborhood in town. Secondly, it's a trailer park. Okay, so three
Not
things
surprised. I don't know
yeah,
about anybody else
yeah,
here.
yeah, exactly. Three
Not
things I'm
surprised.
thinking, okay, got him. I'm like, and then not only that, I told a friend of mine, hey, look, I'm going to this address here. If you don't hear from me by morning, send the police. I mean, I can't exactly tell, like,
and a
like,
bottle of hand sanitizer.
Exactly. So I show up. It's a trailer. It's dark. I'm like, okay. So I got the address. I go up. I knock on the door. Dude's there. Okay. He's like, hey, whatever. Like, he steps outside. He's like, okay, here's the plan. Whatever's going on. She's in the bedroom. She's blindfolded. Guys want you to come in there. He says, I'll talk. You just pull your cock out, and she's just gonna
Nice.
do this, right? I'm like, okay, this is so far one of the weirdest things I've ever done in my life. This is early on in that time.
Because it got weirder after that, right?
Then it got weird. So I go in the house. Okay, so we go in there. He leads me. He takes me back to the bedroom. So she's in there, kneeling on a pillow, blindfolded, not wearing much, right? He's like, okay, he's like, whatever. And so he's kind of being a little rough with her a little bit. But basically, next thing you know, she's taking turns and she's going back and forth between the two of us, right? And I'm like, wow, this is some weird crap. And I'm not saying anything. He's like, be absolutely quiet. He doesn't want her to know anything. He doesn't want her to hear my voice or anything. Like, this is going to be hard to have a quiet orgasm. Okay. So that goes on for a while. And then he takes her over to the bed, and then he starts doing her from behind, and then she's still taking care of me at the same time with the blindfold on. And I'm just sitting there thinking, this is just weird. This is just, I can't. And secondly, I'm just thinking, I can't believe I'm here in the middle of a trailer, in the middle of what neighborhood and everything else, and this is happening.
That's
I'm like,
boner killer talk, Charles.
I know. Well, yeah. Well, anyway, it got to the point where I got there. I pretty much did my business, and he basically just said, yeah, just go ahead and leave and whatever. And I'm just like, okay. He's still going to town. I just got up and I didn't get up. I was already standing up. I just walked on out and put my pants back on and left.
Was there any post nut regret? Like, were you sitting in your car like, who are you? What are you doing with your life? Or was it like,
I have no idea what their names are. I have no idea about this. I mean, she was decent looking. I mean, I was happy, I mean, it was just this total, just completely random, weird thing. I'm like, wow, And then I'm thinking, just like, who the hell calls up some person they don't know? Just come over and blow low to my wife's mouth, or my girlfriend.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh's like, what's the number? What's the number you call?
Yeah.
I'm just surprised I didn't end up with a
Research
knife in my
purposes only.
Yeah, research purposes only. I'm just surprised I didn't end up with a knife in the back in a shallow grave. Yeah. I mean, seriously.
And both your kidneys, you did good, man.
Yeah, I wasn't like thinking that morbid. I was thinking like, you show up, he's like, hey, okay, I want you to go in there. She's gonna be blindfolded. You can't say a word. And you walk in there, he locks the door behind you. You look over the bed, and there's this behemoth of a dude with a blindfold on saying, all right, put it in my mouth.
My name is Catherine.
I'm can't get out. Walking into the room and all of a sudden having a hand with chloroform go over my mouth. The next thing I wake up tied over a bed, and somebody's about ready to strap one in my butt. So,
I mean, it could have turned out a lot worse than it did, right?
Absolutely. I
You
mean,
you spent some money on gas and you jizzed in a mouth. Sounds like a pretty good night. You know, it's a good trade.
All in all,
I'm about to leave.
went to work the next day. Yeah, it's no big deal.
Slept in your own bed.
You're walking down the hallway. You pass the secretary. You look over, and it's the same woman. You're like, oh my, this is interesting. And the owner comes out. He's like, oh, I just hired my daughter to work the front desk today. I'd like you to meet, Genevieve. You're like, I think we've met.
She wouldn't know. She had a blindfold on.
I know.
No, but
Yeah.
you would know.
I know. I
None
would
the
know.
wiser.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to get my business cards, and it would just say "Have penis will travel." So pretty much every guy known to man, have penis will travel.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
That's
Very true. Yeah.
So those are all the stories for today. I got plenty more of those came from, but those are good for now. So
they were good, Charles.
Yeah,
they were very good, entertaining.
Oh yeah,
entertaining.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Learned some things about gangbangs today. That was cool. They back out. That's good to know.
I've got some stories on that. Not to mention that penis pump and a vulva situation.
Fair enough. Almost forgot about that. Forgot about that.
That was crazy. That was crazy. So I'm just going to tease you with that story. I won't tell you the whole situation, but it's an interesting. It's an interesting experience. What will happen with that? Yeah.
April, you touching yourself again?
I will just tell you this. I mean, you know how
stop being so nosy, Clay.
You know how a penis pump operates, right? It brings all the blood. It brings all the blood. Because it's engorging everything.
Yeah.
Now you think about that with a vulva, and think about when you talk about a monkey puss. That's what it looked like. It was just like this big, just poof. It's like poof, and it was
like a big baboon ass on her vagina.
Oh my god!
But it was sensitive beyond belief. Beyond belief.
You're destroying skin tissue. I can imagine.
Were you jealous?
I wasn't the one doing it. I was just observer of the situation. Man. Yeah,
love it. Love it.
People are crazy.
Yeah, I have no choice but to believe you after hearing about your trailer park blowjob night.
Yes.
I don't know who's more crazy, blindfold chick, dude who wants you to blow on his wife, or the guy who just shows up in the middle of nowhere to get his dick.
At least there were no farm animals involved.
Yes. Yeah, no animals were harmed in this situation. It'd been worse
not
than
this time.
Yeah, not that time. Yeah, it was kind of a mutually kind of like, okay, well, he could be batshit crazy, but I could be batshit crazy. We're just going to trust each other and whip our dicks out. So
we'll make it out alive.
Yeah,
the ultimate trust game,
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
So, all right, I'm done with my story. I'll let somebody else share their fun.
Josh?
Yeah, okay.
You're up, man.
So this is a tale that is aptly called Pisser, Shitter, Puker. Now, I haven't told it before in this sort of a setting. Many times at drunken get-togethers, it has been told. Back in the day, okay, let's set the setting here. It's year 2000. It's downtown Mission. I lucked out. When I was still living with my mom, we managed to snag this apartment that was above the bakery, built in 1925, high ceilings, beautiful place.
Cool.
So when I turned 18, she moved out and I moved in, my friends Eric and Lando. Now, because this place was on First Avenue in Mission, the noise bylaw was different. So we could go until 2:00 in the morning without anyone being able to do anything about the noise complaint. So everything was going along fine. And we decided to throw this big party on my birthday. And we did. We had a live band. We had hundreds upon hundreds of beers. We had this old washer that we hollowed out and filled with ice. We put all the beer in that. We had the live band going. The party started getting bigger and bigger and bigger and out of control, and stuff started getting destroyed. God. Obviously, the cops had been there a few times already, but they couldn't do anything because it was still before 2:00 in the morning. Now, the biggest problem, you can picture about 150 people inside of a 1,400 square foot apartment, one bathroom. Just one bathroom. So all of a sudden, a group of girls finds me and they say, "Well, someone's been in the washroom for a really long time. You got to do something." So I gather Lando and I gather Eric, And we start pounding on the door. Bang, bang, no answer. Well, we're going to have to break it down. We got to figure out what's going on. Boom, we burst through the door. And there's our friend Jeff. And he's sitting on the toilet with a bucket in his lap. And he's puking into the bucket. And he's clearly shitting and pissing all at the same time. My friend Chris bursts in and sees what's going on. And he starts chanting, shitter, pisser, puker. The band catches on to it, and all of a sudden there's a 150-person Congo line. Shitter, pisser, puker. Shitter, pisser, puker.
Oh my God. That's like a fucking movie, man. That's a movie.
It's the single funniest thing I've ever seen in person that was that natural and that funny. I almost died. I ended up getting arrested.
And when
night.
he's done, the slow clap.
Wait, you got arrested?
That's amazing.
It was beautiful. Oh yeah, I got arrested. The cops pulled me out. I woke up in the drunk tank. Yeah, too much conga line. It was so loud. But I was so worried because I'm like, what's happening to my fucking apartment right now?
It's just wide open. Bums are walking in.
Like, there goes that damage deposit.
Yeah, we destroyed it.
So this beautiful, nice place from the 1920s above a bakery, you guys destroyed it.
Totally destroyed it. But we kept it for a long time, even in its destroyed state.
Amazing.
And had many parties to follow. But that one was the best because of the Congo line. And that's the climax of the story.
That's amazing climax.
Best Congo line ever.
To this day, has your friend ever lived down that moment?
Oh no, he's actually homeless now.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Wow.
that's what happens. That's what happens.
That's
That
what
took a
happens when
turn.
you get Congo lined.
That was the defining moment.
All went
The
south.
beginning of his downfall.
Yeah, you know it. Fuck, man. That's
Your friend's
terrible.
homeless and you're laughing and smiling. I don't know if that's
It's warm out there.
It's perfect.
Yeah, but now the whole world is his bathroom. So
Right?
He can shit and puke and piss to his heart's delight.
that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. He's truly free now, like a bird.
yeah.
I wish him all the luck.
Yeah. That poor Congo line bastard. Oh my God.
Did the band that you had there ever write a song about it?
Oh, I wish. They probably don't remember it.
That would have been
It's a
great.
shame. How do you not remember a 150-person Congo line? That's something that would
Enough.
stay with you forever.
Oh, and we were singing "Fuck the Police" with the windows wide open.
Oh my God.
I will say this: as far as big parties, it wasn't quite as drunk as that. But being at a huge house party in the swinger world, there's like about 200 people there, and half of them are butt naked. That's crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Any of them
Yeah.
shitting and puking and pissing at the same time?
Probably. Like I said, that night did involve the penis pump and the vulva.
But did it involve a Congo line? Like, let's be real here.
No, it did not.
I
have
don't
a
even know
Congo
where he
line.
got the bucket from either.
Resourceful. He's resourceful.
It's too bad
Yeah.
the two of you couldn't have gotten together to create the ultimate swinging, puking, shitting, pisser party. Right?
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it was crazy.
No one's playing the cracker game that night. No.
In theory, hypothetically speaking.
Right?
Since Dora's on the mic, I would like to hear about your police stories.
Oh, okay. Well, I've one real good. So I have a ton of really good Carney stories. Like
Yeah,
some
I
shit
can
that
only
fucking
imagine.
blow your hair back. It's some amazing shit that I've happened to see. So when I was traveling with the fair, I didn't have a fucking driver's license, okay? And we were in Columbia, South Carolina. I learned all about tailgating in the Gamecocks. At first, it was a little bit of culture shock when I went to the States and watching everybody in like these Cox t-shirts. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on around here? Because, you know, like back in the day, like that wasn't shit you seen on shirts. Like nowadays, they got everything on there you don't even know. So anyway, we were moving from Columbia, South Carolina and going to Mobile, Alabama. And we were in charge of moving my boss's Volkswagen Golf car. And so we're going to jam pack it with Carney so we can make it as cheap as possible to do the jump, right? And we'd all just got fucking paid. I am currently, I think, I'm either 17 or 18 at the time, no driver's license. So I gave everybody a speech about, yeah, we'll just smoke dope outside of the car, no booze in the car, we'll pull over and drink. You know what I mean? I'm like, we're not drinking in the car, we'll drink outside of the car, and then we'll get
Totally
back
safe.
in. Like, real safe. Okay,
Way
17. I wasn't real smart. So we stop at this fucking gas station, we fill up and get our road snacks because we're gonna hit the road. Like, because fuck, man, driving on this ferry, you don't stop, you just swap drivers, right? You pull over long enough to get another driver and take a piss and you go. Like, we're trying to do like a huge drive and as short a time as possible. So we're all getting our supplies. So literally pull out of the gas station. I'm currently driving this car. Again, I do not have a driver's license. All right. So we're like maybe a block or two up, and then all of a sudden I see the fucking cherries come on behind me, and I pull over and I'm fucking like sweating bullets. I'm shitting my pants. I've never been pulled over by cops. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm in the States, working illegally, driving at the carnival. Like, I'm a little
if only you were a quick
right
thinker.
now.
Right? And
Yeah,
you could just
right?
say, oh my God, yeah, no, my boyfriend just died from a driving accident.
They weren't letting me do that. Yeah. So all of a sudden I hear, driver, put your hands on the wheel. And I'm like, holy fuck, like I'm 10 and 12, man. My fucking hands immediately, 10 and 12 on the steering wheel. And then the state trooper gets out of the car. I hear him engage the pump action shotgun. So I hear, and I'm like, driver, hands on the wheel. I'm like, they're on the wheel. And he's like, I need you to exit the vehicle. So I get out, and I still don't know what the fuck's going on. And he's like, he just goes in about drinking and driving. And I said, we don't have any fucking booze in the car. Well, what I didn't know is that one of the guys in the ride that was getting a ride had bought fucking liquor. And the store clerk called the cops on us, saying that we were, because we looked like a bunch of fucking skids. Like, I'd have called the cops on us too. Like, fuck, man. There's 5 of us packed into this little tiny VW Golf. And so the fucking, he's like, you drinking? I'm like, oh no, we have nothing. And then what had happened, his buddy had bought a big old bottle of Big Bear beer, 40 ouncer. And when he got freaked out by the cops pulling us over, he ends up dumping it all over the back seat of the fucking car, right? Beer everywhere. So when
Beer doesn't smell, right?
Oh, and so yeah. So then he opens it up to clear out the back seat, and I freak out. I'm like, Buck. His name was Buck. Okay, everything happens with a man named Buck. Yeah. I'm like, Buck, you piece of fucking shit. Fuck you. How fucking dare you? You fucked us. Like, I'm just losing my mind because I'm like, we're getting arrested. I'm going to jail. We're losing my boss's brother's car. We're fucked. I'm losing my fucking mind. And the state trooper's like, ma'am, I need you to calm down. This is being recorded, ma'am. This is being recorded, like trying to calm me fucking down. So Buck comes out of the car. The cop goes back. He's like, okay, I'll be right back. And he's like, I need you to get your license and registration. And I said, oh, okay. And I don't know what to do, right? So he's walking back to the car. And now, when I think about it now, I'm pretty sure he was shutting off the camera. I don't know if maybe back in the day they could, but I swear to fucking God, he had to have. So he goes back to his car, does something in his car, comes back out to us. He's like, all right, I need you to give me your driver's license. So I start reciting my SIN number to the cop. And he's like, what's that? He's like, what's that? I said, oh, I'm Canadian. And I said, that's our driver's license. He's like, no, I need your license with a picture. I said, we don't have that in Canada. This is my number, 646. And I just keep fucking repeating my SIN number, right? And this guy's just like, fuck. I think he could just see reams of paperwork in front of him. He's just like, I'm never going to be able to fill out all this fucking paperwork. He knows I'm underage. He knows there's booze in the fucking car. So he does a little evaluation and he looks at us and he's like, all right, listen. He's like, I can give you some kind of tag that we put on the front fucking corner of our windshield. And it's like a get out of jail free card. And it lets us get across state lines into Alabama where we won't get pulled over again. He looks at us all, and again, because I said we look like fucking skids, straight up, and like all easily crackheads. You'd clutch your purse. You fucking seen us, right? So he's like, so do you guys think you got about $250 on you, like cash? Cops asking for cash. So Buck, and Buck, let me explain Buck. Buck was about 4 foot fuck all, the tiniest little fucking thing he ever talked about. From the Maritimes, like, yeah, baby, like sound like a fucking retarded version of Popeye. Really fucking incredible person. Really funny. Really low self-esteem. Anyway, so the cop's like, he's like, you guys think you can afford anything like that? And we'd all just got fucking paid, and we used to get pretty good money. So we were all sitting with like, I don't know, between 1,500 to $2,000 in American money a piece in that car. So we had about 10 grand in that car. A lot of money. So Buck's like, he takes offense. He knows that this cop is pretty much saying, you guys look like a bunch of fucking sketch bags. Can you even afford $200? Buck pulls, so we call it your end. When you get your pay, it's called an end. Buck takes his entire fucking end in front of the cop's fucking face, fans it out in front of his face. He says, does this look like I got enough to you? The cop fucking takes the whole fucking wad, folds it up, tucks it in his fucking pocket, and he's like, yep, looks like enough to me. Looks like enough to me. And he gave us that fucking thing. He's like, put that in your windshield. You won't get pulled over until you make it into Alabama. Safe trip, y'all. I was like, oh my God. And we were free. Oh,
poor Buck. No money.
Yeah, the moral of the story is never show a cop all your money.
Yeah, no doubt. That's right, Charles.
I was so mad, but like still, I was like, Buck gave him all his money. It was awesome. I didn't give that cop a fucking dime. I would have chipped in for an extra $200, but Buck had to be a stupid cunt.
Well, in all fairness, he's the reason you guys had the cops called on you. So fuck him.
So he kind of earned it. So fuck him.
That's crazy. The bad thing now is you had all that money, they were taking it all and confiscated and said drug sellers.
He had exactly. So he just fucking took. Buck was an idiot, absolutely. Buck was a fucking idiot. It was solid, funny shit.
What do you think Buck's up to these days?
Probably nothing. Probably dead from a crack addiction.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, that is sad.
Yeah, not very good futures for these people in these stories.
Homeless or crackhead.
That should be a new series, Clay. Homeless or crackhead. We just look at people from the past and say, what do you think they're doing now? Homeless or crackhead? You'd be like Dave Chappelle. You got any more of that crack?
I wouldn't have much to say. I could get guests on. I mean, one time I was in Salt Lake City with two of my employees just on a road trip, and parked the truck on the side of the road to go to a restaurant. And this guy comes out. He's like, "Hey man, I'll watch your truck for you." And I look over like, it's my girlfriend's truck. I don't really care. You can watch it if you want. He's like, yeah, your girlfriend, do you have any ex-girlfriends? Like, I do. Well, why are you asking? Do you want me to kill him? I can kill him for you. And I was like,
wow.
How about you just watch the truck?
Oh, presumptuous.
Let's just watch the truck.
That escalated rather quickly from watch the truck to kill an ex-girlfriend.
Right? And I was like,
there's some steps in between on crimes.
You know what he likes to do.
Probably jerked off on the side of your truck.
I'm just thinking that watching trucks is like a gateway drug for a murderer. They're just like, they start watching trucks and then pretty soon they're off in your exes. It's fucked up, but
natural progression.
I don't know many crackheads, but I'm glad I know you guys, because apparently you guys have met a lot of crackheads.
Yes.
Oh yes. I live in Mission, BC.
Fair enough. Unfortunately,
I have no idea what that means, so I'm going to assume a little sketchy.
My estimation of anything you could relate it to would be probably a trailer park 20 minutes from your house where dudes are asking you to come over and fuck their wives' mouths. That's probably about the same.
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure it goes on. I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
Just another Friday night, man.
From what I've heard, I mean, I don't know if those things are real, if they're really happening, but I mean, they could be,
You got to assume.
Yeah, you have to. There's no proof otherwise, right?
Right. Modern problems require modern solutions is all I got to say.
Well, if nobody minds, I wouldn't mind talking about this. It's a very special moment for me. If you guys don't mind, are you guys in?
I'm on board.
Yeah,
ready?
Go for it, Clay.
All right.
Moments.
My hometown is a little tiny border city, like against the U.S. border in Canada. It's called Osoyoos. Like 5,000 residents, summer vacation place. I think it goes to like 9,000 people in the summertime and then 5,000 the rest of the year. So the population like doubles. Anyway, this is back before cell phones and back before internet. And if your friends wanted to hang out with you, they'd have to like wait outside your house, or they'd call your house and talk to, you or your family, and they'd have to get you on the phone. I lived across the street diagonally. So not like directly across, but like diagonally across on like another street from this, what do they call them now? Special needs children, right?
Nice.
Yeah. So the special needs child,
Well done.
yeah, he would, I I would get back to my house after school. I would have some friends over, and he could see clearly from his room or his dining room or his living room or his front driveway that I had friends over. So my phone would ring and I'd pick it up and I'd say hello and be like, hey, you want a bum hole? And you recognize the kid's voice right away, right? I will do my best impression of it, but it's, hey, Clayton, you want a bum hole? And I was like, yeah.
Oh, he was British.
No, thanks.
Yeah, how did that happen?
I see that you have some friends over. You wanna all come over here and watch me play Naked Nintendo? It's like Naked Nintendo. That's a new one. So this would happen daily, right? Anytime I had friends come over, the phone would ring and we'd all, laugh about it. We pass the phone around and weeks and weeks and weeks this would happen. And at one point we're just like, we're kind of done with this. Like we're kind of done with Naked Nintendo. We're kind of done with bumholing. We're not done yet.
How do you ever get done with Naked Nintendo? Clay, who are you?
Sorry about that. And then my friend's like, why don't we just go over there? Just go over there one time, satisfy his needs for us showing up. Maybe he won't call anymore. And as a 16-year-old kid, 15-year-old kid, you're like, well, that logic is pretty sound, right? Because, I mean, any special needs kid would definitely, stop.
Just let him finish. Yeah.
So the four
sounds like solid logic to me.
Yeah, right. 4 of us go over there, and he comes to the front door. He's like, "You guys need to go to the carport, not through the front door, okay?" We're like, "Okay." So we go through the carport. He opens the side door, and all 4 of us walk in, and he's behind us, locking the door. And he turns off the light. There's a long hallway. Like we just see a long hallway with like one door. This is
also a movie.
At the end of the long hallway is the front door.
It's Naked Nintendo.
So we're in the long hallway and he shuts the lights off and he's like, "Woo!" And we're like, "Hey, man, can you just
the most retarded sound ever?
just turn on the light, please. I know you're trying to be a ghost and it's scary, but we're only here for Naked Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to business." So we start walking towards the end of the hallway where the front door is, and where the front door is a mini foyer. And if you're facing the front door, the stairs going upstairs are on your left. So the hallway is behind us that we came through. The front door is right in front of us. And the stairs going up to his bedroom is to the left. So he's about 4 steps up on the stairs, and they're like steep stairs. So it's not like gradual. It's like fucking high incline, right? And I'm standing like right beside him, essentially, just like right there. And my 3 friends are at the front door. And I'm like, "Hey, man, it's been fun, but we're not really into Naked Nintendo. Thanks for the invite. We're going to take off." And my friend who's at the front door opens the door. 2 of my friends go out. And the guy who opened the door is like, "Hey, John, whip it out. Start masturbating." And I turn around to tell John, "Don't whip it out. Don't start masturbating." And as I turn around, him being like 4 steps up on this incline, his crotch is right eye level with my face. And he pulls out the biggest dick I've ever seen that wasn't
always wasted. A good dick's always wasted.
Wrist to elbow, 2.5 inches thick, like this, like diameter. This thing is
baby arm. Nice.
Right? I'm looking at it and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I turn around and my friend slams the door, right? So all 3 of them are outside, and I got this dude in sweatpants pulled down, dick in his hand, walking towards me. I grab the door handle and they're holding it shut from the outside, laughing. So I can't even open the fucking door. So the outside doesn't have a doorknob. It has like a pole, like a post with like a.
His dick was about to open the door for you. Holy shit!
The cops could use this guy to fucking knock down doors. I'm telling you. So I'm trying to open it. They're laughing and laughing, and I give it one last tug. And at this point, they had let go. So
the dick of the door. The dick of the door.
I wasn't holding the dick yet.
Tying back into his eager.
I felt
on
top of this guy with his pants down, dick in his hand, and I'm just like, like just this fucking half naked, handy capable or special needs guy. My friends are laughing their asses off on the grass. I run outside.
You ableist son of a bitch.
The dude, you didn't even finish him off, Clay. What kind of friend are you?
Hey, man, there's still more to the story, so you need to chill, Charlie Ray. Okay, there's more. I'm getting there. For more. Oh wait, there's more. And yeah, so I run outside. They're on the grass laughing, and the handy capable dude is running out, pulling up his sweatpants, apologizing profusely. Yeah, and I'm fucking angry, right? So fucking.
Don't call
angry.
my worker.
So
Clayton, Clayton.
come and play with my wiener. Let's play Naked Nintendo. Right. So we walk back to my house. I'm fucking livid. And nobody says anything, right? So they hear how angry I am. They see how angry I am. And then as we get to my front door, fucking all four of us just fucking burst out laughing. It's so fucking ridiculous that the dude with he'll never use the dick. He'll never use it. And it's fucking huge. Right?
Oh, he'll use it.
Yeah.
He probably was using it every day. This sure feels good.
He'll never.
It's just not appreciated properly.
That's right. It's fucking wasted.
Yeah.
See, what he meant by Naked Nintendo was he was just going to play with his joystick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
I never ever did get to play Naked Nintendo. Ever. Not once. You know?
Well, you can now.
Yeah, there you go.
Clay, come down to one of the parties. I could probably find one. You could probably play Naked Nintendo at it.
Naked Nintendo orgy.
Yeah.
But the thing
There you
is,
go.
the thing that really is going to get me going is it a bunch of special needs people at this orgy? Because that's all I care about. That's it. That's what I want. Is it?
I will
Yes.
organize a party of people and just put them in sweatpants.
Oh,
Naked Nintendo.
but will they show up? But will
Yeah,
they
well,
show
I
up?
play Nintendo
Yeah.
naked all the time, so I can relate. I mean, this doesn't sound strange to me at all.
There you go.
Yeah, but how many people do you invite over for these Naked Nintendo orgies? Is it? Do you
It's just
invite?
me and my cat,
Oh,
The cat's traumatized.
I-
and he's got to sit over there to the side.
I guess you haven't lived until you've invited your neighbor and his 3 friends over for a session of Naked Nintendo with your
I'm gonna,
monster
Yeah.
hog of a cock.
right.
Well,
Well, you just
yeah.
thought you'd look at it and be like, "See." Maybe
For
I'm
a
not so
second,
bad.
I was memorized. I was like, that's not fair. That's not right.
Bet you gained a new respect.
I had a couple. Yeah.
I could have leaned over probably about 3 inches with my tongue, and I would have been able to lick the tip. It was so close to my face when he was holding it.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Nice, nice.
Visuals.
very beautiful. Now, you ever look back at your life and think, "Fuck, I've got so many regrets." That was one of them. I could have done it. I could have done it.
Missed opportunity.
You should have reached out and just flicked it.
To this day, it makes
Link.
me sad that I didn't do it.
Or at least slapped it to the side.
Or just grabbed it and slapped my face with it, right?
Establishing dominance.
Get out of my face.
You could have slapped it and did that. No, 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 no.
Oh my
This is
god,
not for you.
that is terrible.
It was terrible, but we ended up.
But the question was, did he quit calling after that?
Well, that's the thing. So he used to say, like, when he laughed, it was mo ha ha, mo ha ha. So that's how he laughed, right? He would show us pictures in books, and he would draw pictures of dachshunds, like the wiener dogs,
Oh,
Oh.
all the time.
Okay.
And he'd always
just
be
so
like,
you can say wiener.
"Come play with my wiener dog," right? So he had motives. And in grade 11, we had a business education class, and we had to create a successful business and make money to graduate. So a group and I that I was with, we got together, and one of the girls worked at Dairy Queen. So we asked her if she could buy like a case of burgers from her boss at like cost. Because I mean,
Nice.
the grade 12s, like the graduates, always did like, barbecues to make money all the time, right? Burgers, fries, hot dogs, stuff like that. So we're like, well, we know it's a moneymaker, guaranteed. If we can get Dairy Queen burgers cheap, that'd be awesome. And I was like, we also need a name. What should we call it? So I called it Mohaha Burgers and Wiener Dogs. And
Clay, bad.
it's not bad because I got that kid to come give the burgers and hot dogs at the till to every single person. We made like $3,000 in one day. And the business ed teachers, like the grads will usually make like $200. How did you make so much money? I was like,
Because he
"Fuck."
whipped his fucking dick out. That's what happened.
Yeah.
It was like, I want to see that juicy hog.
Yeah.
Fucking show it to me.
It was so
He could have
delicious.
he could have had
Come
a
get
kissing,
your foot
kissing
long.
booth.
Come get your foot long hot dog.
Oh, Dora, it was more than a foot, let me tell you.
Jesus.
You know what? If you had just told the ladies about that guy would have had the best senior year ever. Just tell him that he had a fucking
Like,
giant
did he look retarded or did
Oh.
he just sound retarded? Like,
I was wondering that
and
myself.
just right. You just gotta know. Because like
you remember
would fuck it if it didn't.
You remember Robert Downey
if it did
Jr.
like that.
from Tropic Thunder? He's like, act retarded, look retarded, not retarded, right?
No one go full retard.
Never go full.
This guy,
Go
look
full
retarded,
retarded.
act retarded, full
It's a
retard.
simple Jack.
Yeah. You, mama, make me happy. Right? No, he looked the part. I don't know how much vagina he'd get if I did. Then again, think about it.
I'm just thinking of him having sex, going wah ha 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 the whole fucking time.
Look at my
Can you
wiener
imagine
dog.
if you were on your knees, blindfolded on pillows, and you fucking sucking some dick, and then you take off your blindfold, and you're like, "Oh no, not the retarded one again, son of a bitch."
Oh. Can we say that word?
Sorry.
What?
Son of a
The
bitch.
R
Just
word?
edit it out. Just edit it out.
The R word.
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
It's
It's
I-
R-worded if you can't.
it's frowned upon.
It's a pronoun for some.
I think I'm still gonna release it, honestly. Is that
Sorry.
are you guys okay if I put it in there?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah, she was the one saying it.
Yeah. No, I'm against it. Don't fucking do that
Why are
shit.
you asking her?
That
Let's just
doesn't
put it-
represent me.
I
I'm
think if
offended.
somebody, if anybody's got this far into this podcast, by the time they got to that word,
They earned it. Yeah, they earned it.
Numb at this point.
that's
Yeah.
right.
I just feel bad. My mom is probably just laying in her bed, shaking her head, being like, "Where did I go wrong? Like this is my offspring. Where did this come from?"
Clay and the special needs
Right?
penis story. I have to tell you what.
The thing is, think about it. In the '90s, I
Oh
couldn't
my
have
God, I
people
love it.
telling people about it. You can't.
No.
Like all the girls that are missing out, they wouldn't have found out about it anyway because I wasn't gonna be like, "Hey, check it out. This guy right here,
Yeah.
monster dick."
Don't do him any favors.
That,
Oh
they
my
call
God,
it.
right?
His nickname's Tripod. Go check him out. You ever seen that?
You
ever
didn't
seen
need the competition.
I
You
love
ever
it.
you ever seen him after a snowfall and you see two steps in a line down the middle? He's dragging his master
Love
Kong
that.
down the road.
I'm telling you guys, it was magnificent and it was frightening, and I was jealous, and to this day, I still feel that jealousy.
It never
makes you-
goes away.
If it makes you feel any better, he probably plays with himself and talks to it. So
Well,
he's probably got a name for it.
What it
big
would
enough to be a person. I'm pretty sure.
I got a name for mine now, but it's not called Monster Hog.
Make it a onesie. Make that fucking thing a onesie. That's what I'd be putting that thing in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing apparently it's got its own zip code.
We live in Canada, so it's a postal code, but it's pretty.
Yeah,
Actually,
exactly.
It was a border town right on the state, so it probably has a postal and a zip code.
I was going to say he needs two provinces to live in, one for him and one for his Monster Hog.
He actually the update probably about 2 years ago. I got a text from my friend who held the door shut on me, and he gave me a link to Global News, and
Homeless.
that guy escaped from a mental asylum in Port Coquitlam. So he was it was said that he was dangerous and not to be apprehended. If you see him, call the authorities.
He's armed and dangerous, that's for sure.
Whip you with that dick? Oh my God.
Maybe he was that guy I saw on TV that they were interviewing because the TSA thought he had a gun in his pants and it was his cock because it was so big. I told you that story, didn't I?
Oh,
Clay?
yeah.
Yeah, this guy was 9 inches soft and 14 inches when erect. Yeah.
Wow.
And the woman interviewer was very interested in finding out more.
I'll bet.
Yeah, it's
She's
a great
writing
interview.
her phone number all over him. I'm like, oh, sorry about that.
It's on
Bye, bye,
YouTube.
bye.
You look for it. It's on YouTube, and this guy, and I can't remember if it was in Oregon or Washington, whatever. They were interviewing this guy about being detained by the TSA because they thought he had a weapon in his pants. He's like, no, that's just my dick.
Nice.
Well, that's a nice problem to have.
Yeah.
Search.
Well, apparently it wasn't that great because they asked him about whether he had sex. He says, well, I have sex with a woman. He says, I have sex with a fair amount of women, but it's usually only once. And they're like, once? They're like, did he never want to come back for a second time?
I'm gonna bet you he's just no good with it.
Yeah, maybe,
Right?
maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I totally would. He's like, oh, people offered me tons of money to be a porn star, and I'm like, and you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idiot. I,
Dumb.
I remember when I used to work with Josh years ago, there was a porn that was going around that some of the guys and I were watching. This guy was called Mexican Horsecock. So he was a huge dick, right? But he
Right.
Nice.
couldn't get it fully hard. So when he was fucking him, he would grab with two hands sort of the base, and the tip would be kind of hard. He was like pushing the blood, and he was like dipping, like fishing, dipping the front ending because it couldn't get fully hard. I guess he needed more blood than he had to keep it erect. So it was like he
Oh my
was.
god.
Dora, are you touching yourself?
Would have died.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Didn't I take
Right
a
now.
shift for
No,
call so she could bang that dude?
You go over to his house, and you're like, why is there so many bags of blood in your refrigerator? Are you a vampire? No, I just get a transfusion before I have sex. Like I fill up another pint.
He just eats raw liver. That's all he eats. Just fucking raw liver. Done.
So big he could only get like the tip like hard enough if he squeezed it to like dip it in. It's like you can't even use it. That's
malfunctioning.
what a waste.
Yeah.
Your body can only give up so much.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's worth it.
Mm.
You know, like the days you're at home and you're thinking like I should stay here, but maybe it's worth it to go my neighbors and play naked Nintendo, and then one thing leads to another, and then you're just jealous for the rest of your life, you know?
I think you should prank call your neighbor right now and just go, hey, you want to come over and play naked Nintendo? It's Clay.
Just say it's only Nintendo. Don't put in the naked part. That's the surprise.
There might be laws and rules now that we can't do that.
You just gotta give them some really obscure old platform. Hey, you want to come over and play my Intellisys system? They're like, what the hell is that?
And then when he gets here,
I'll find out.
I'm gonna be like, okay, here's the deal. You can't say anything. I've got the person blindfolded on the bed. We're both gonna go in there, living my best dream.
That was some adventurous shit they had going on. I gotta say.
Yeah, just imagine what number you were out of that little game they played. Like for 200.
I don't even want to think about that.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, how many loads do you think she got in
Good
her mouth on a
question.
weekly basis?
I wonder if she ever caught on.
I don't know. I didn't kiss her, Clay. I didn't kiss her.
Is that something you regret? Like me not licking the hog that was in front of me? Do you think her husband kissed her after? That was his thing?
That was his thing.
I don't know. I did have sex once with a couple, and he was in a cuck thing, and it was kind of weird. So.
Oh yeah, I mean the other stuff wasn't weird, but that was weird.
Hey, there's levels of weird. Okay, I mean between gangbangs, trains, fuck machines, lesbo stuff, penis pumps and vulva. I mean, I got a million stories, man. A million, maybe not a million, but 10 or so good ones.
It looks like we got one story left.
Yes,
Saving the best for last. Yeah, April.
Yeah, I'm gonna class things up in here a bit.
Okay.
All right, save the best for last. April, class this joint up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like many years ago, I would attend a Christmas party that was held at a nice, pretty, quaint hotel in a village town. And one year I decided to take my boyfriend. He was the type who liked to have sex in public places. I was into it on most occasions. So like it was a fancy party. We would dress up nice, have a really nice supper, conversation. That's where the class would kind of end. As the evening progressed and the alcohol flowed, inhibitions and class would lower.
Nice.
So like kind of after the supper, we'd change into more comfy clothes. And I decided to put on these skin tight jeans. And then I had boots that went up to my knees.
Nice.
Those are called fuck me boots.
Josh has a pair, and he looks great in them.
That's true.
But they're red.
hey, it's my favorite color.
My date was really enjoying the evening and the free drinks and my outfit. And at one point, I went to the bathroom and he decided to follow me in there. So, and he's getting all frisky, and instead of pushing me into a stall, he decided just to go for it right on the sink. So he's like trying to pull down my pants. And he gets them down to about my knees, and he's like, oh, fuck it, just throws me up on the counter, bends my legs up, and they're like trapped together in these boots and tight jeans. And he's kind of going at it, and it's a bit awkward. My legs are hitting him in the face, and we kind of clamber on for a bit. And he has to go pee. So he kind of fumbles into a stall, and I follow him. Not 30 seconds later, we hear the door open, and these girls come in. And then all of a sudden it gets dead quiet. And I know that they could see the 2 sets of feet. And my boyfriend breaks the silence with a really high-pitched voice. Oh, I can't believe I got my period.
Oh my God.
And then he pisses all over the toilet, pisses all over the floor, runs out, turns on the sink, splashes the girls with water, and runs out of the bathroom. And it was hard to keep up with him for the rest of the night. So,
You say ex-boyfriend, but this guy sounds like marriage material. No? No?
I
he's the
concur.
one that got away.
We all have
So
regrets.
this all happened before midnight.
Oh
I
my
ended up
God.
drinking a lot. The evening ended with another girl kissing me, and we had a
Beauty.
deep talk about our relationship.
Wait, the girl? Or you the
No, me and my
boyfriend?
boyfriend.
Okay.
Me and my boyfriend, yeah, had a really deep talk. Yeah, who are you?
Right?
So the next morning was kind of like nothing happened, because you know what happens at this party stays at this party. But we sure felt the drinking. So we had breakfast at the restaurant and then started our trek home. And I was feeling it, you know, a belly full of eggs and bacon and
Oh no.
driving home.
I know where this is going.
So I was feeling pretty queasy.
There's a Congo line about this, I think.
So I told him, hey, do you think you could pull over? I don't feel well. So he's like, yeah. So he just kind of slows down a bit and pulls over to the shoulder, still going highway speed though. And I'm like, hey, you need to stop. You need to stop. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to stop too fast. It's slippery. And I'm like, you gotta stop now. Can't wait. So I throw the door open and I just let loose. But there's like this updraft of snow and cold air. So all the puke came right back at me,
Oh no.
and it went up behind my glasses and froze to my glasses, froze in my hair.
Oh,
And I was just like, stop. So finally he stopped. I got out, cleaned myself off, got back in the car, closed the door, slop. And there was puke all in the little cubby hole compartment thing in the side of the door, and all over the door, and all over the window.
That made me puke again.
We drove home, and he stopped at a drive-through beer store on the way.
He's a goer.
hey, it was his fault. He didn't stop the damn car.
No, he just slowed down.
If somebody tells me pull over with an immediacy, it's like get the fuck out.
Yes. It's a good rule of thumb. That's a good rule of thumb.
At first you were like, yeah, I'm gonna class up this, and you start telling a story about this beautiful place and this dinner and these clothes you're wearing, and then it went from class to typical story for this podcast, which is less than class.
I have a wholesome story. I have one wholesome story.
But this is why we are glad that they didn't have cell phone and cameras and recorders
Oh
back
my
in the
God.
day, right?
Thank God.
Thank God.
There's only one thing I regret not taking a picture of.
That giant penis.
That fucking baby arm. God damn it. It's gonna haunt my dreams now too.
So close to lick.
I tell you what, I saw one time. I thought it had an elbow in it. It was so damn big.
I've seen one of those too. Then you're like, no, thank you.
Scary.
Very
Well,
scary.
Scary to look
Yeah.
at, Charles, or were you scared to
Well,
touch it?
it was part of like 5 guys and 1 girl situation, and
Then I don't think you're the one that should have been scared.
no, I wasn't. Well, I was just scared because I was just like, how the
You were scared how fascinated you were by it.
I was, because I'd never seen anything literally that had to have been 12, 13, 14 inches long. I'm like, Jesus, wow.
Were you a little bit jealous that one girl wasn't you?
No.
Oh, sorry, I thought I'd ask.
That was an interesting story also. So yeah, man, crazy.
Dora, when did you see a huge elbow penis? Oh, wait. How many elbow penises have you seen?
grade 10, like 3 real fucking scary ones where I was like,
Were they
holy fuck.
Carney elbow penis?
One was, oh my god, yeah.
It had a beard.
It was pretty interesting. So
is it like a clown pants? It just keeps coming out and coming out.
yeah,
coming
like you're like,
out.
stop. Why does the cum change colors? Like, what's this rainbow fountain of
Oh,
jizz? I don't
yeah.
understand. Why are you giving me a teddy bear? I don't want that fucking teddy bear. That's happened a lot. You're like, no, I don't want your stuffy. The big dicks are scary because then they're like, here, baby, can you take it all? And I'm like, that's when you become a scientist. You're like, anatomically speaking, the vagina is only 4 inches long. You know this, right? Like, we're stretching skin. Like, I know I passed a fucking baby through there, but I don't know if I wanted to pass one back in.
How deep is the butthole?
Yeah.
Fair
Your ass is
question,
ruined
Clay.
after that. Like, there's no more pictures of that taint. That taint on stretched out. You're on to the next, you know? You better stay with them because they're gonna fucking ruin you. That's the thing. You're looking in the future, like,
have to
do I
stay with
see
them.
myself with this man because it's gonna make my asshole look terrible, you know? And like, these are things you don't go get that reconstructed. There's no Botox for a sphincter.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
I'm sure there is. There's some kind of reconstructive surgery.
Right? You're like, listen, doctor, I want my pucker to look like when I was 16 years old, and I want it tight. No more hair. I want you to get rid of that. I'm tired of shaving it. And yeah.
That's the old donut hole at that point.
Just you don't want the sprinkles. It's the problem with the sprinkles, right? It's the grape nuts that kill you. You don't push too hard, shit goes downhill real quick.
So Josh, do you have any big penis stories? Apparently that's the category now. That's the trend.
You know, I really don't. I'm glad I don't.
How about you, April?
Yeah, I've dated a few. I like tall guys. It's all proportion.
Oh, so that person Dora was in that car with probably had a really small wiener? The guy that gave all his money to the cop? Because he was really short.
See, I have a dick theory. So, little nose, little lips guarantees a little dick. You see a big Neolithic fucking brow, that guy's got a cock like a fucking donkey. I don't know what
I did like guys with big noses.
Right? And big dicks. And they're usually long or girth. Sometimes you're lucky and you get both. You know, you get both. You're like, oh yeah, thank you, God. You know, otherwise it's just one or the other, you know, and you're like, Or the short skinny is not the greatest either. You're like, no, this isn't gonna happen. You know, easy to give head to, nothing's getting sore.
Yeah.
If I had your advice when I was in like grade 11, I'd be like, glazed over look, drool from the mouth, big forehead, big nose. This guy's probably got a hog. I shouldn't stand that close to him on that stairwell because something's gonna hit me in the forehead.
Is that why you got a mushroom print right there in the middle of your
Exactly.
forehead?
It dented it and it won't go away. Like it was life changing, literally life changing.
Okay, yeah. My best compliment I ever got was one time a woman told me, she said, "You have a Swiss Army dick." I go, "What the fuck does that mean?" She's like, "It's good for everything." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, that's okay. Good. I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah. Well,
do you
she's
have
like,
attachments?
Like, here's the scissors.
she's like, "Okay, well, it's not too big for the butt. It's not too big for that." I'm like, "Okay, well, fine." I mean, yeah.
You haven't found the right butt then,
what?
right?
Too big for her?
Yeah.
I don't know. I tried to fist that one girl, and that was crazy enough. So
In the butt?
no. God, that would have been weird, as opposed to regular, you know.
Yeah, which is normal. No, it's not weird at all.
No, nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. I mean, maybe in the butt, but yeah.
Yeah. Clay, have you ever fisted a woman?
Yep.
Oh,
I have.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
I gotta go to bed soon. That's all I'm gonna dream about now. Thank you.
You're gonna be thinking of like big elbow penises, fisting.
I'll be like, man, I had the crazy fucking dreams
people
last
puking.
night. Oh my god,
People
Congo
shitting.
lines, just dick Congo lines everywhere.
I wish there was a conga line every time I puke.
What if that was your superpower? Would you want to puke more, or Would it be just reserved for special occasions?
You know, I'm feeling
Only
bored.
weddings.
What's your superpower name? I'm El Projecto.
Wait, you're Spanish? I am.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Spanish.
Terrible.
I puke with an accent.
So, Charlie Ray, you probably didn't recognize this, but when we were in Estonia, like when you were doing your tantric thing there, and I was walking around, do you remember me asking you to take pictures of me laying on that wiener dog bench? There was a bench made out of like, it looked like a wiener dog, and I was laying on a bench, and I got a bunch of pictures taken. That was mainly just to send back to all the people that I went to high school with who knew about the guy with the wiener dog fetish.
Oh no.
I don't know. We didn't take a lot of pictures. I don't get the pictures with that like bear on a bench. Remember that bear, that like big cast iron bear? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
that's a steakhouse.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, when I posted the picture of me laying on the bench, all I got was the comments were muhaha, wiener dog, muhaha, wiener dog. So 25 years later, and they still remember all that shit, and that's actually kind of awesome, you know?
Something that stays with you.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Do you think in the correction facility where that guy was staying that broke out of, do you think he ever thinks, "Fuck, my only regret was not sticking it closer to his face to get it licked. That was my only
He's like,
regret."
that fucker was poking. You probably had the little tip of your tongue
Absolutely.
sticking out, just like.
I was so close.
This guy probably can't. This guy probably couldn't even remember his name. You think he even remembers that situation? I mean, come on now. They probably got so much Thorazine pumped into him, so he's not running around waving his horse cock at all the orderlies. You don't even know what day it is.
He's probably done it to a lot of people since you. Maybe
What?
it's just not that special.
What?
Maybe that's why
Why
he's
would
in.
you-
That's maybe
why would you
that's
say
why
that?
he got put away.
All I have is this one moment in my life, and you just
April
took it
goes
from me.
straight savage. That was amazing. Good job. That was
Always
good.
ruin it.
That was good.
Always ruin it. I can't let you have anything.
No, I'm not even going to tell my story. I'm going to edit that whole part out of this episode. But I'm going to leave this part in.
Now we
So the
just
people
sound
listening are going to
ridiculous.
be like, "What did he?
Yeah.
leave
It'll
out?
be so
What did he leave out?"
confusing.
What? That's fun.
Right? Fuck you. No matter what you say, I'm going to have that moment forever, and you can't take it from me until I get Alzheimer's, and then I can lose everything. That's how
That's
it's going
right.
to work.
That's how it goes.
Which is a terrible thing. So if anybody out there is suffering from it, or I mean, you probably don't know you are because you're forgetting, but if you know anybody who is, try and get some help. There's help out there. And you might have a ping pong size tumor growing on the back of your spine or whatever it was.
You never know, man. You never know.
You never know.
Just wake up dizzy one day. Just go to the
And just
doctor.
think like, "Wee, this is awesome," until you can't remember anything.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, that's a lot worse option than waking up having orgasms for a couple of hours. Let me
Oh
tell
yeah,
you.
that's
Yeah,
terrible.
fuck.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds like a nightmare.
Except,
it
I
kind of
mean-
was after a couple hours. It kind of is. I mean,
Oh, hold on. Let April steal that from you. Tell him how shitty he is. No, you got nothing. Take that away from Charles. He doesn't deserve that happiness. Take it.
No, I just met him.
I got to at least talk to him twice before I ruin his
well,
life.
I haven't told you what's happened lately, Clay. What's happened lately is that it had stopped for almost it wasn't happening for almost a year, and then here like last month or so it started happening again. But now it just happens like at weird times all the time. So
What
I don't know
constitutes
if I could deal with that at work. I
A
don't
weird
think that would
time.
make my work day bad.
Well,
You know,
okay,
you know,
okay,
that would be
like you walk into a kids play school and you start orgasming
I'm not often around kids' play school, so
for that
That's
one
probably
reason.
a good thing.
let me give you more. Let me give you more details before I already sound weird than I already do for all the great listeners who are listening to this podcast.
all two
No,
of them. And
yeah.
hi, Clay's mom.
That's right,
Probably.
my mom.
Hi, Clay's
Yeah.
mom.
probably
Mhm.
your boy Mubaha is probably listening to it too.
I can only wish.
in his cardboard box.
Hey, if you're out there, reach out. I have a new Nintendo and I'd like to play it sometime with less clothes than I normally wear.
He's like,
Oh my
God,
god.
I got a Nintendo Switch now.
We
Wow.
can share controllers.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Uh,
cut you off.
What's happened is whenever I'm thinking about stuff, okay, don't get all perverted here, not that. But
Right.
yeah. If I'm thinking about philosophical stuff, or I'm thinking about things and I'm trying to figure out stuff, whenever it seems like that I've came to a conclusion about something, if it's right, or supposedly, I guess, according to my body, it's right, it happens. And if it's not right, it doesn't happen. Like if I'm thinking about something and I'm like, oh, that means this, nothing happens.
Sounds
And I
like you're a
go,
woman.
Dude, it's friggin' weird. Okay, this is friggin' weird. Okay, I mean, guys don't normally have this kind of experience, so I'm trans species or something. I don't know.
No, women are a different species, dude. Same species. They
I
may
don't know
seem like it.
how many women do you know that walk around having spontaneous orgasms? Maybe more than men. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think they talk about it,
No.
which is a shame. They
Probably
should.
not.
They should
They
talk
just
about it.
they just give their washing machines names. That's all.
And for some reason, they own 5 of them.
Yeah, and they're like, "Honey, I gotta go visit Alfred." Who's Alfred? The washing machine. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Oh, that'd be so
So,
sad to
That's
be.
Mr. Maytag to you.
That's
honey.
right.
That'd be so sad to be in that relationship and have your wife go downstairs to do a load of laundry when you're upstairs, you know? I
Yes.
bet you that Mexican
Yeah.
horse cock guy probably has that problem. She just looks over, she's like, that thing don't work. I'm going downstairs.
Call the
Oh
repair
my
man.
God. That's fucking terrible.
Super terrible.
Yeah.
Has
Yeah.
anything ever been said in the show that isn't terrible? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. You're right. Yep.
Every single word is just terrible.
Well, I appreciate all the great stories. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you guys-
this is fun.
Definitely.
Yeah.
As usual, you guys are all fantastic, and I love you all. This is fantastic. This is amazing. I thought it'd
Happy
be weird.
100th.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy 100th for sure.
Yeah, happy
Absolutely.
100.
Happy 100, bud.
Thought it'd be weird with 5 people talking at the same time, but it just
We're
sounds
pretty
like
polite.
it sounds like 5 of us hanging out, eating dinner, talking, which is awesome.
It works.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever gonna get a chance to do that with everybody living so far away from each other.
Not in person.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, no, that attitude.
Hey, now.
Right?
Hey, man. I told you I'd fly up there to see you, just not in winter.
Yeah, so I mean that cuts out 8 months out of the year. So I guess
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've been known to fly to visit people farther away than I should have driven or flew. So yeah.
Well, come to Halifax. It's pretty friendly down here. We got lots of lobster.
No,
Nice.
April.
Yeah.
Lobster.
I know. I
Lobster.
know. I'm just like, oh.
Lobster and
Go to
butter.
a carnival.
Steak for Clay. Steak for Clay. Like, fuck. Don't worry.
that's
And no
fine.
cheese. I guess.
We need to show up and then all go to a carnival and like win a bunch of prizes at the beginning of the
Ooh,
day.
yeah. The
They're
last,
like,
the
"You
last
cleaned
place I
this
wanted was a
out."
50
Like, can you
cc bike.
imagine 5 of us walking out with like 35 big stuffies each?
I'm just
Oh.
I'm just imagining us walking like in slow mo, like Armageddon, like we're walking down the runway. We all got huge
With the fair
bears on our
exploding
arms.
behind us.
Yeah.
And then Clay trips like halfway through, lands on the bear.
Into a big dick.
Oh, I wish, right?
His
He needs
mouth's open.
It's
a
always
little
open.
frisky.
Just in case that situation comes up, my mouth is always open.
Yeah.
Fingers
Now.
crossed.
Tongue ready.
Yeah.
Gotta get the lick on life.
Yeah.
That's right. Remember that lollipop poster, that huge poster in Estonia?
Oh yeah.
That-
that-
There's this
Yeah.
huge right near the Tantra massage place where I was going. There was this huge picture, like a cartoonish girl.
It was like
Just-
a pop
just-
art, like Andy
yeah, like a-
Warhol style.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
just
Pop
going
art.
to town on a lollipop. It was awesome.
And I did the typical
Nice.
thing I do where I
Yeah.
stand beside it to turn it into my wang, so it looks like she's going down on me. Or yeah.
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 Classic Clay.
Yeah. It's kind of funny when I make my mom take those pictures.
You're a terrible
I think
child.
we've all had to take those pictures.
Yeah, we have. And when I'm sorry, there's noise upstairs above me.
I thought you were Brady Bunching us for a minute. You're looking at all of us now.
Yeah. No, I heard
Are you masturbating right now, Clay? Is that what you're doing? Are you masturbating?
I'm using my left
Do you
hand.
want some eye contact?
Yeah, he's doing this.
I'm just tapping, right? I'm just playing with the button, the bean, right?
It's like that joke I told on stage when I came back from Estonia. They told me I couldn't give directions anymore. Over that way, over this way, back this way, back that way, back that way.
Nice.
Good times. Good times. Little pat.
So is
Right, there you
everyone
go.
had a good recording? Everyone happy?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
man. Fun.
Yeah, fun.
Did
Are you happy?
Yeah, man.
happy? Yeah,
I
man.
learned some stuff. I got to see some beautiful faces.
Yay.
Great. So it's probably that time to say
Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah, this girl got to go to bed. I'm tired.
Yeah, you're a couple hours later. I think Charlie Ray, you're what, 2 hours later as well?
No, I'm 1 hour. It's
Wow.
10:15.
Yeah, Dora's
Oh, yeah.
Dora's the
Or
one that's
after
got to stay up
12.
late.
Yeah.
At least you don't have
Oh,
to be up
wow.
at 5, right?
No, not tomorrow morning.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to say thanks a lot. Really appreciate you guys taking time out. And I hope
Thanks for
Nice
having
to
me.
meet everybody.
Nice to meet everyone for sure. That was
Yeah.
You
great.
too.
and I hope to hear more stories as
Fun time.
as
Yeah, we
my
should do this. We should do this again sometime. I'm sure we all got more stories.
Yeah, that'd be good.
excellent.
Yeah.
Well, you guys think of a topic and just let any one of us know, and we'll organize something.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Absolutely.
So peace out, know-it-alls. Have a
See
great
ya.
night.
Later.
Make good choices, everyone.
Yeah, if you see that big hog in front of you, don't live with regret.
You lick it. You lick that fucking hog.
Like it.
Just jump on it like the opportunity that it was, Clay.
Well, I mean, I don't think I was ready for that at the time, since I mean, we talked about this. Buttholes don't really open up that easily, and
No.
he was kind of big. Kind of.
I feel sorry for anybody he demolishes.
Oh my god. Love it.
Yeah. All right. You guys have a good night.
Night.
Later, man.
All right.